All right, San Diego and Southern California. What's going on? Hour one, Jon and Jim. We have the good fortune of being with our listeners for the next 4 hours here today.
I feel like you're a little rushed right now.
Every day, honestly, dude, and I've gotten used to it now because every day is a rush. With the 2 p.m. start, like we need to talk to some people.
I wonder if that will ever change.
The 2 p.m. start, because oftentimes, like Monday, I'm coming from San Diego State.
Yeah.
Thursday, Sean Lewis show. Yeah. I'm coming from San Diego State. Today, parent-teacher conference, 12:45. Like when you have the 3 p.m. start, you've got the wiggle room. Mm-hmm. You show up at 2 p.m., you make yourself some coffee.
You make coffee.
Sound like I was from New York or something there. Coffee.
To make some coffee.
No, I don't even drink that much coffee, but you know what I mean? When we used to do the show at 3, like I'm trying to compare it to something else in life. It's like if all of a sudden they told us, like, give me a comparison of something that all of a sudden changes. You're like, oh, are you serious? Like, what if you had to pay taxes twice? It's not the same thing.
Not the same
but,
thing.
Like, give me a comparison. Seriously, like something that changed in your life. You're like, oh, man, I like the way it was.
Okay, if your job every day told you.
You have to work longer.
No, just like, hey, by the way, instead of coming in at 9 a.m. or coming in at 1 p.m., you need to come in at noon or 8 a.m. Like it's asking, it's like you just got to change your whole schedule.
It changed again. It's not to complain. I love what I do. And most of our listeners work more than 4-hour days. There's a lot of people that work beyond 2 to 6. They work 9 to 5. Some people work 7 to 7. Some people have 2 jobs, 3 jobs, putting food on the table. We're sitting here like, oh man,
4-hour shows.
I mean, I showed up at 1:55. I'm out of here at 5:57. So everything's going to be fine. It's just that I had a busy day.
Right.
Sometimes you can't escape the time.
You weren't sitting at your house until 1:30 and decided to get here at 1:55.
No, it's like, here's the thing though. Like I have to tell Mr. Smith, Jones's teacher, and be like, hey, I gotta run. Like I can't be late. Like the show starts at 2 p.m.
Right.
Like I'm concerned about Jones's mathematic arithmetic. I mean, we're not. But you know what I mean? Like, I want to talk math with Jones too, but like, I got to run. So, which he understood, but.
Well, I mean, what better place than San Diego to have a 4-hour sports talk radio show every day?
Well, that's a really good point because of everything that's going on right now. Yeah. All right, let's start here. Thank you, Kevin Acey, who wrote this within the last, I'd say 12 hours. The most fascinating part of what he wrote, this is from now the baseball GM meetings that are underway in Las Vegas, is what he wrote, a quote from Eric Rupner. And Eric Rupner is quoted by Kevin Acey as saying, every dollar we make, I think he's being a little bit facetious, but I got his point. The money we make, we're putting back into the payroll. And if we do that, we think we can be at a similar level to where we've been in the top 10. This is Eric Rupner, and that allows us to be competitive and ultimately win a championship. Now, you and I have agreed on that if they have a top 10 payroll, at least puts them in the conversation to win at a high level. Eric Rupner is saying it to Kevin Acey at the baseball GM meetings in Las Vegas that they envision being top 10. Hasn't been determined. They don't have a final number. They haven't met down and come up with that number. But Eric Rupner's, he's putting it on the record that they envision being a top 10 payroll in the game in 2026. Do you take him at his word when he says that publicly like that?
I do, but that doesn't mean they're going to go out and sign 5 guys to big-time contracts to get them in the top 10 in payroll.
I agree with that.
They're already very close to being a top 10 payroll right now.
Right.
So, yes, do I believe when Eric Rupner, because John Seidler refuses to speak to the media, so he needs to have a mouthpiece for him, when he says that they're going to be top 10 in payroll, I do believe it. But you also have to look at the starting number before they make all these moves. And if the starting number is very close to a top 10 payroll, yeah, they can technically get away with it and be like, hey, we signed some rando. We signed Ryan O'Hearn, and we signed this guy, and we signed this guy to a 2-year contract and a 1-year deal. And look, we're top 10 in payroll. Yet you look at the roster and you're like, wait, where are the upgrades here, guys? Well, the thing is, they've already invested so much money into these players that, haven't produced like they want them to produce to get them to a quote unquote top 10 payroll in baseball. So if this were like the Pittsburgh Pirates,
Yeah, and they said, hey, we're going to have a top 10 payroll. I'll be like, show me.
I'm like, Schwarber, Tucker, Pete Alonso, come on down.
And I would also say, like, show me, the proof is in the pudding. Like, you can say it.
What I'm getting at is, if it were the Pirates and they said, hey, to their fans, hey, we're going to be a top 10 payroll, and they followed through with that, then as a fan,
a lot of money, yeah.
It would take a lot of money to get them to a top 10 payroll. That's why I would mention, like, hey, Schwarber, Tucker, Alonso, because those guys are going to get massive contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Now it push the Pirates essentially in a top 10 payroll,
conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with the Padres, you can say top 10 payroll, and I'll tell you, like, well, yeah, it better be a top 10 payroll. Like, what are you talking about? This shouldn't be news. The news shouldn't be, yeah, we're going to be a top 10 payroll. You should be a top 10 payroll. Like, every single year when you have the players that you have under contract in their primes.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, they finished last year at $211 million, and that was ninth in baseball. So they finished last year ninth in baseball. So to be top 10, they really don't have to do a ton. This is the equivalent of someone saying, like, hey, I'm going to lose 40 pounds in 6 months, and they lost 40 pounds in 6 months. And then they're like, well, the next 6 months, I've still lost 40 pounds, but yeah, you did it all in the first 6 months. You didn't lose any weight from month 6 through 12. You did it all in month 0 through 6. They've done the work to be top 10 payroll. It's actually going to be hard for them not to be a top 10 payroll. That might take something like unforeseen, like, oh my gosh, we traded away. This isn't happening. Joe Musgrove, or we traded away Fernando Tatis Jr., also not happening. In fact, with the CBT numbers, the Padres ended up paying the sixth most in baseball in 2025, $223 million. So it is an interesting point. And Kevin wrote that they've already got commitments of $200 million.
Right.
So with commitments of $200 million, and knowing that last year $211 million made them ninth in baseball, and with the CBT it actually made them sixth in baseball. You're right. They're already top 10. Yeah. Without spending a dime, they're likely sitting right now like 10th, 11th.
And that's not good enough, because they need pieces to help them. And that would require them spending more money. Now, if they went out and said, hey, we'll be a top 5 payroll, like, okay, they're going to go spend some money. But them saying, no, we're going to be a top 10 payroll, that might make fans go, oh, they're going to spend money this offseason. They've already spent the money, guys. They've already spent it. They might spend some money this offseason, and they should spend money this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
But they're not going to be spending the money that maybe they should. They're not going to be spending a bunch. They're going to sign some guys here and there. I would be very surprised if there's a big long-term contract in the future in this offseason. They'll spend money, but it's just not going to, I think, be the money that we all hope they would spend.
No, let me ask you this, and I agree with you. Do you think it's because they've spent all their money and we're holding, like, is Eric Rupner true to his word when he says the money in is the money out? What we're earning, we're investing on field.
I believe some of that.
Okay, well, if that's taken on its face, then I guess it's understandable. I think the difference between Peter and John, if that's to be true, if what Eric Rupner is saying, here's what I would say the difference between Peter Seidler and John Seidler is. Peter was willing to go above and beyond to the point where he would be borrowing to support his on-field product. He literally owed tens of millions of dollars to baseball. They were in debt in an effort to pursue a championship and to raise payroll to the point of where it was number 2 in baseball one year. Where I don't know if John Seidler has that ambition or even that ability to go put the franchise in debt in an effort to improve the on-field product. I feel like Peter was willing to do anything within reason to spend the capital necessary to win. I think John is more willing to say, oh, the money we make is the money we spend, but we're not going to go beyond what we make in an effort to support our effort to win.
Yeah, I think that them saying that every dollar that they make, they invest in the team, I believe that because they have to do that in order to keep this team together. And they can still make some profit while doing that. They're not going to make the profit probably that they would hope they can make because they don't have that TV deal. Dave, it's okay. They don't have the sponsorships like the Dodgers. They don't have the resources or the funnel of cash flow that puts them on the level even close to the Dodgers.
Nowhere near it.
Not even close. So yeah, I do believe that they have to put the money that they make back into the team, because if they didn't, one, they would have to get rid of a lot of pieces. And two, this fan base would absolutely riot because that would mean that they're pocketing a bunch of money. They're not spending it. And they're like, you know what? We'll have $150 million payroll. Well, you can't have $150 million payroll with what you got because $100 million of it's invested in like 5 players, maybe less.
How about this amazing reporting from Kevin Acee, which we've always known, but I've never seen it in writing. The Padres make as little as any team in local TV revenue. Now, you might say, well, it's because they're on MLB.TV. They're not the only team. We're now up to 5 or 6 teams. At the end of the day, there's nothing there, folks. They're getting the $20 a month from me and you and from our listeners.
Right.
That is not $60 million a year. They're lucky to scratch together a few $1 million a year.
What this tells me, and they won't say this part out loud, but I'm sure they talk about it behind the scenes. The second that Petco doesn't generate a sellout in 98% of their seasons,
then they're in trouble.
They're in trouble. So it's like, that's not fair because what they're implying is this falls on the fan base. If the fan base doesn't show up, and they'll show up, but if the fan base doesn't show up, then we can't keep this payroll where it's at. That's not right to the fans. You can't do that. You can't say that. Fans? You can't put it on the fan base and say, hey, essentially, they're not saying it, but they're saying it without saying it. Like, if you don't buy the new City Connects and you don't show up, we don't sell out and pay for the parking and all that stuff, then sorry, but we can't have the high payroll that we're having right now.
He wrote, they rank in the top 10 in local non-media revenue, such as attendance, and have raised season ticket prices for 5 consecutive seasons. So the money they're earning locally in the ballpark is top 10 in the sport. The money they're earning on television is legit 30th in the sport. And by the way, it's a problem. I'm sorry. I can't be convinced otherwise. What they're up against with teams like the Giants, Dodgers, Yankees, Mets, Phillies, I'm sorry, that's a problem. I don't know what the answer is. Maybe it has to do with the next CBT. I don't personally want to see a lockout. But if you're going to do it all based on, to your point, you're basically saying, hey, fans, you support us so we can then in turn take your money and put it back into our team. That works, but you better have the fan support for forever.
So with, talking about it, and we'll talk more about it on the other side, that to me, there's an expiration date on this whole thing. This is not a infinite, oh yeah, for the next 2 decades, the Padres are going to be top 10 in spending. No, there is an expiration date because this team eventually, with the contracts they have invested into essentially some of the wrong players.
That's true too.
That is going to handcuff this team. And when they become bad again, because that will eventually happen. It's a cycle that happens to every team unless you're like the Dodgers or the Yankees, really.
Even the Yankees have had it.
They have had it, but still, New York doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So when they become bad again, and they get back to the old, middle 2010s, right? This thing is going to look completely different unless they find a huge revenue source to pump into this organization. Because if you are relying, not solely, but a big chunk of this is relied on the fan base.
Yeah, that's not sustainable forever.
Nope.
Yeah, I know. I would agree with it. All right. In addition to Kevin's reporting on payroll, he spoke to AJ Preller on needs. What are the Padres' needs according to the general manager? We'll share those with you on the other side. BJ Rains, Bronco Nation News. I told him bring his rain gear. San Diego State, Boise State, Saturday night. It may rain. We're going to find out, obviously, come Saturday. But BJ Rains on this massive showdown between the Aztecs and the Broncos will join us live at 3 p.m. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, just underway. BJ Rains covers Boise State. They'll be in town. Saturday night, Boise State, San Diego State. We'll get into that matchup at 3 p.m. with BJ Rains. We do have a pair of tickets for that game to give away. We do have a 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld San Diego's Christmas celebration as well. So we've got those tickets for SeaWorld San Diego's Christmas celebration, and we also have a pair of tickets for San Diego State and Boise State. So also in this article from Kevin Acee, Jim,
yeah,
there was a quote from AJ Preller. You know, AJ,
wow.
Oh
yeah, I know him.
You know,
bro.
The quote is this: every year, every team in here is talking about starting pitching. This is AJ Preller. But especially with King and Cease in free agency and Darvish's injury, it's probably our top need going into the offseason. How about that fascinating admission from AJ Preller that their top need heading into the offseason is a rotation that currently has one guy in it, and Joe Musgrove coming back from Tommy John.
We all knew that last year at this time. And
not
this time, but the start of last season is what I'm trying to say.
That they would be here this offseason?
Basically,
yeah.
Like even if Darvish was healthy, they still need depth and they still need pitching because, I mean, let's be real. No one trusted you, Darvish, at all with what you saw this past year. Even if he didn't get Tommy John surgery,
right?
Who the hell knows with Joe, right? Coming off of Tommy John, and you're asking a lot of Nick Pivetta to back up a career year with another career type season. Instead of like, what if Nick Pivetta, I mean, for this team, God forbid, he reverts back to Boston Nick Pivetta, where he's got a 4 ERA.
Higher than 4, right?
He was like in the
fours, high
4.2s, 4.4s.
Okay,
like,
yeah.
Like, what if that happens?
Right,
then,
so he doesn't have the same year he had.
He doesn't have the same year. Joe isn't going to be, a guy that you can have pitch 180 innings for you next year.
Got Randy Vasquez. But there was a little bit of smoke and mirrors in there.
Oh, a lot of smoke and mirrors because he was very lucky last year. So can he continue that luck next year? JP Sears, I mean, give me a break.
Right.
So yeah, the starting pitching is a huge need for this team.
But now it goes back to the conversation we had about payroll.
Yep.
If you're already in that 200 threshold and you're already top 10, and I agree with you, and you're not going to be top 5, that doesn't lead you down the path of, they're going to invest $100 million in a starting pitcher this offseason or $150 million.
They don't have to, though.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, do you say, well, they've been creative with the Seth Lugos of the world. Do they convert a Mason Miller of the world? Do you trade for someone that's controllable? But then again, what does your system look like to give you the return that you'd be looking for?
So if you're looking at the starting pitching market, the top of the starting pitching market, you're not going to touch it. You're not touching
Cease
King, Valdez, Ranger Suarez. I like Nick Martinez a lot. We talked about him yesterday.
Yep.
Shota Imanaga. Okay.
Right.
Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Zach Littell. Those are some guys that
definitely
you could maybe like. This is going to sound crazy, but Justin Verlander actually pitched pretty well for the Giants last year.
So short deal.
Right. What you have to do is you have to go out and sign guys to short deals and hope they hit. You're not going to be able to have and hope I'm wrong on Michael King, but I doubt it at this point. Like the 6-year, $100+ million or 5-year, $100+ million deal for a starting pitcher. You're going to have to go and give a guy like, old friend Chris Paddock is out there, like a 2-year deal or a 1-year deal and hope these guys hit. It's not the sexiest thing in the world. If anything, it's just probably asking for trouble. Like Max Scherzer is another name, an old guy that would a 1-year deal. Now he got paid close to $20 million last year on a 1-year deal, but that's kind of what you're looking at for the starting pitching market for the Padres, unless they prove us wrong and say, no, we're actually going to spend big money here this offseason, and we are going to try to re-sign Michael King. And if they could do that, then the rotation looks a lot different and a lot better.
And I always wonder if they prefer to do more the route that we've been discussing for the better part of the last 3 days, if not longer, is, the most cost-effective way to do this?
Yep.
Is do it with Adrian Morejon. It doesn't take draft capital. It doesn't take prospects. It doesn't take money. He's right here. He's going to be a free agent at the end of 2026. Again, I'm not saying that's smart, and I don't know if they would do it with Morhone or why or why not, or Miller, why or why not, or whomever else in their bullpen. But I do think, based on everything we've said for 30 minutes and longer, they're going to consider it strongly.
I 100% believe that they will do that eventually. But that's been the theme of the Padres the last 3 offseason. The cost-effective San Diego Padres.
Yep, you're right.
Are you really going to get it done being the cost-effective route? Like, is that going to get things done? Now, you could say, Jim, they won 93 games and 90 games last year being cost-effective. You're right.
Yeah.
But they've also gone backwards. And they're not
like playoff run, you're saying?
Yeah, their playoff runs have gone backwards, and their players that they're relying on are getting older.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody expect Xander Bogaerts to have a breakout season next year for the Padres? Because I don't.
And to your point, the rotation isn't as good. The rotation's obviously it's the offseason, but the rotation's not as good.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of new faces will be on this team next year, especially in that rotation, along with probably some guys they convert. I think continuing to go down the cost-effective route every single offseason because you've invested money into probably some of the wrong guys, it's just not a recipe to like build a championship winning baseball team. I mean, they've shown that they can compete at that high level, but they haven't gotten over the hump, and those rosters aren't going to be this roster next year. It's going to look completely different. So can they move like a Jake Cronenworth to free up some money, which I think would be a fantastic move because Jake, nice player, has had some good moments here, completely overrated.
Yeah, you've seen the ceiling, obviously.
The ceiling, he's way past, he is it's completely overrated. So if you could move Jake and use that money freed up to go out and get a starting pitcher, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I agree with that. More on the Padres on the other side. What will Ruben Niebla's title be on the other side of missing out on being the next manager of the Padres? That's Craig Stammen. And an update on Ethan Salas that may actually be encouraging. That's next. Stay with us. Jon Jim, San Diego Sports 760.
All right, this update is brought to you by the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. Lakers take on the Thunder tonight in OKC, 6:30 tip-off time there. Other news in the NBA, Bradley Beal, he's going to be out for the rest of the year as he is getting surgery on his injured hip. And San Diego State takes on Boise State this Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium, a battle for first place. 7:30 kickoff time, 5:30 pregame. You can listen to that game right here on San Diego Sports 760. On Saturday, November 15th, it's the Uncorked Derby Days Wine Festival at Del Mar. Come out for a day of racing, food, and music, and sample over 100 wines and champagnes from around the world. Uncorked at Del Mar on Saturday, November 15th.
All right, Jon and Jim, don't look at my computer screen, and you're not, but just hear me out because I want to make a point. Would you consider, and this is for Brent too, is this a good player, a bad player, or somewhere in between? If I just told you these numbers.
Good play or player?
Player.
Oh, player.
Okay, the player hits 221 with a 305 on base, a 347 slug for a 652 OPS for their career. That's the career numbers for the player. Where does your mind go? It doesn't have to be black and white. What would you say about that player?
Blah
at best.
Blah. That's his career numbers.
Those are career numbers. Could that player stick in the major leagues? Is that an everyday player? Is that a utility player? He better be good on defense.
You better have some trait that's better than that.
Okay. Brian agreed. That's just not good, right? I mean, that's not
in today's Major League Baseball. No, that's not good.
That's bad, right?
Who is that?
That's Ethan Salas' career.
Oh, in the minors?
Yeah, I mean, that's Ethan Salas in 200 games.
Yeah,
which again isn't the world. I don't know if he's Travis Hunter. Like, I don't know if we can yet say because he's now 19.
He plays both ways?
No, he's not playing anyway, unfortunately. Yeah. He played 10 games last year because of health. He was hurt with a back. The Padres now are saying he's healthy. They don't know if he'll play winter ball or they'll just let it go until next spring.
What? So I heard a rumor.
Okay.
You used to work in minor league baseball?
I did.
Okay. So
what would I say about that player in the minors?
Yeah, you more than anybody have been around minor league players and like, all right, if this dude can't do it in the minors, probably not going to do it in the majors. There's been examples of players that don't do it in the minors and then do perform in the major leagues.
Correct.
But I mean, how many times have you seen this in the minors and you're like, from a top prospect, because you said it.
I'll give you one.
You said it. Top prospects can disappear very quickly.
Oh, it'll happen in a year.
Yeah.
I mean, you go from number 1 to outside the top 30 in like 2 years. Right. If it really, the wheels fall off. The one I'm thinking of, and this is going back a little way, but you're going to remember the name. It's not going back that far. Remember Neil Walker? Mm-hmm. I'm serious. Like, he was actually, like, here is major league numbers. 267 career with 149 home runs, 764 OPS, 109 OPS plus. He was he was fine. He was the former first overall pick of the Pirates.
It's not a first overall.
It's not
pick.
that.
Yeah.
I saw him for multiple years in the minor leagues in A-ball when he didn't yet figure it out. He was still just kind of going about it. He was a little bit of a late bloomer. He didn't make the major leagues until he was 25 or something. Again, a catcher.
Okay.
And he ended up being a very serviceable player. But here's the problem with that.
He's the first overall pick.
He's the first overall pick, and he didn't make his major league debut. I'd have to find it until he was like 25.
Ethan Salas wasn't the first major overall pick in the draft, but he did cost his team a lot of resources, and he was one of the top prospects in baseball just a couple years ago. And there's a reason why this past trade deadline, like, it was Leo DeVries instead of Ethan Salas that was traded for Mason Miller, because why would somebody want Ethan Salas right now? Right?
Okay. Would you say bust?
No, I can't say bust yet, but I could say I'm starting to forget about him. Like, I'm not sitting here saying, just wait till Ethan Salas comes up to fix the catching problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a reason why they went out and got Freddie Fermin to be their starting catcher for the next couple of years.
Because this guy's nowhere close.
Ethan Salas has seemingly, it feels like, kind of fallen off a cliff. And if they had high hopes for Ethan Salas to be ready within a year or we'd probably know about that, right? They'd probably make way for Ethan Salas. Now, if Freddie Fermin doesn't stick, then yeah, of course we're going to see what Ethan Salas probably has. But I'm forgetting about the guy more and more every day.
By the day. It's just, I agree with you. Listen, I think we're both saying the same thing. I'm not willing to write him off, but I will not be surprised at all if he's no longer considered a premier prospect in the organization very soon. The update here from Preller was he's swinging the bat and looking 100%. We're kind of weighing out the winter ball versus just kind of getting ready for next year and getting ready for spring training. Salas, who turned 19 in June, played just 10 games last year.
For a catcher that has back injuries already, who can't hit in the minors,
I'm not encouraged by it. I agree with you.
Not encouraged at all. And he's just becoming very forgetful. I'm not sitting here being like, oh, I can't wait to, where's Ethan Salas? What's he doing? Too much Mortons will be doing that. But for me, I think a lot of Padres fans, oh, Ethan Salas is still in the team? He's still in the organization?
Right.
Because he just doesn't play because he's hurt. When he does play, he stinks.
Yeah, I think a lot of Padres fans would have looked at the Mason Miller trade differently the day it was made if it would have been Ethan Salas, not Leo DeVries. And people are like, oh, Salas?
Good.
He's hit 200. We haven't seen him in a year.
Leo DeVries.
And it's okay, so he's going to burn us when he's 25 in 6 years when he makes the major leagues. But Leo DeVries seems like this high ceiling guy that's ready sooner rather than later.
Yeah, the thing with Leo DeVries is he probably won't have any impact if he stays with the team, right? If he stays with the organization, they don't trade him away or whatever. If he stays with the organization, the likelihood and the probability of him having an impact won't happen for another 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And by that time,
who knows what they look like.
This team is completely different.
Yeah, then Tatis is in his 30s and Machado and Bogarts are on their way out.
Right. So to realistically expect Ethan Salas to make an impact with this core group, that's just not something that's going to happen, guys. It's not.
Yeah, I would agree with this core group. And honestly, I don't know if he's going to make an impact with any core group. To your point, it's possible, but it's not guaranteed.
No.
And also, you could get to next trade deadline, and let's say he has played and he's put together a nice year in Double A and he's hit 267.
Well, then Prella's going to trade him.
Exactly. And all of a sudden, he is on them. He is considered one of the top handful of prospects in your organization or in the sport even. Yeah, then he's ripe to be traded. So I'm not counting on Ethan Salas, and I'm with you. Freddie Fermin's under contract for how long now? 3 additional years, I think. So my expectation is Freddie Fermin is going to be their catcher moving forward.
That's the reason why they went and got him, because they needed a starting catcher, and they saw him as a guy that could be a starter for them down the line.
Is that a free agent until when?
He's a free agent in 2030, John.
4 years of control with Freddie Fermin. And he hasn't yet been an everyday catcher until now in the major leagues. So he doesn't have a ton of tread on the tires, so to speak. He's not a kid, but he's going to start for them for the next couple of years. He's going to be their primary catcher probably.
He's 30 years old.
Right. And by the way, it took till then for him to develop.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
So Freddie Fermin broke into the majors in 2022 as a 27-year-old.
Yep.
And he didn't really, I would say, pop. He hasn't ever popped.
Right.
He's always been behind Salvador Perez. But he had a 3-WAR season in 2024 in 111 games, but he had a 685 OPS. So all that there is because of his defense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Oh, look at his WAR. Like Toddy, it's the reason why he's a 6 WAR is because of his defense. His offense was subpar. So catching, and we've talked about this so much, dude. You never and will probably never see, unless there's a phenom out there, a catcher break into the major leagues at Ethan Salas's age and produce right away. That doesn't happen. Look at some of the best catchers in the history of the sport. They don't hit until they're 23, 24, 25.
That's some of the best. You're right. You almost need an Ohtani player at that position to fully break through as a 21-year-old. That's how shocking it would be if Ethan Salas in the major leagues had a 39 home run season in 2 years. That would be insane to consider, right? 21-year-old catcher with 39 home runs. Insane.
Pudge Rodriguez, one of the best
ever.
catchers ever. Okay. He is Hall of Famer. He broke into the big leagues at 19 years old. Okay. He had a 630 OPS in 88 games. All right. At 20 years old, he had a 659 OPS. At 21, he had a 727 OPS. And at 22 years old, his fourth year in the big leagues, he finally hit. He had an 848 OPS. He hit 298 with 16 homers and 57 RBIs that year.
And this is like one of the best catchers in baseball history.
Right. And by the way, it took him until his age 27 season, in the height of the steroid era, wink, wink, when he finally started to hit for power. Interesting how that works. Hit 35 home runs at 27 years old. Before that, it was 21 homers, 20 homers, 19 homers, 12 homers. This is one of the best catchers ever. Ethan Salas isn't even in the same universe.
Yes, that's why I'm not counting on Ethan Salas to propel them.
No,
at any time soon. That's for sure. All right, the update on Ruben Niebla and his title moving forward, plus BJ Rains, Bronco Nation News gets us ready for the Aztecs and the Broncos on Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium. He'll join us at 3 p.m. This is Jon and Jim. All right, BJ Rains will join us. Bronco Nation News, San Diego State, Boise State. You're going to hear from Sean Lewis in the 3 o'clock hour. Did you see that sound I put in there, Brent? Sean Lewis. Cool. All right, we'll hear from Sean Lewis on this matchup coming up in the 3 o'clock hour as well. Ruben Niebla, Jim. You know Ruben Niebla.
Rube Dog.
Yeah, Rube Dog. Right.
I don't know.
Is expected to have a new title. Have you seen what the title will be? I know we've had expected this as a possibility. Have you seen the title?
No, what is the title?
Associate manager.
No
offensive coordinator.
No S. That's the new title for
associate manager per Kevin Acee. It is not known what exactly his expanded duties will entail, but the Padres want to lean on his broader understanding of the game.
The saying in football, and you'll know this, when you have two quarterbacks,
you have none.
You have none.
You think they have two managers here?
When you have two managers,
interesting.
You have none. The more I listen to Craig Stammen speak to the media.
Why? What happened?
And the more he expresses like this is a team effort. Like we're all doing this together. It's not just I'm not the manager. It's the Padres. It's not
right.
It's not Craig Stammen's team. It's the Padres.
Right.
I don't know about that, dude.
Interesting.
I don't know about that. There needs to be a manager that manages and is the leader of the club. Okay? That what needs to happen. You don't see, and you never saw in the last, in his whole career, did Bruce Bochy ever express, you know what? It's not about me. I know he wouldn't say this, but it's, you know what? It's like
it's groupthink.
It's groupthink here, where we don't have one manager, we have 26.
27 managers. The Manny Machado, we're all leaders.
That exactly
which
where
is
I'm going.
Bogus, which means you have no leader.
Exactly where I'm going with this. It's like, oh no, I'm not the manager. We have 14 managers on our staff because they're all the coaches. All those guys are managers. That to me, the more I think about it, I see you kind of going through your head a little bit too. A little red flag kind of just went up.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't have said it that way. I wasn't thinking about it until you said that, but you're right. Like you got to be a little careful there. I'm just thinking about it like in any corporate environment. Like if all of a sudden you're elevating people's roles, that's changing dynamics. You're changing dynamics.
Because if I don't have a clear boss to go to
exactly
to talk about issues or like
you have 4 bosses,
then I'm going to the boss that I like the best.
Yeah, the best of the 4.
Like I'm going to this guy because I know this dude. We get along.
Yep.
I don't want to talk to that guy because that guy, I don't get along with that guy.
Yeah.
So you can't have like multiple managers.
Associate manager. What does it mean? Give me a break. What you're saying is this. What you're saying is imagine being Ruben Niebla, dude. I asked you about this the other day and you're like, I don't think it's a big deal.
They're doing it to appease him, obviously, because they didn't give him the manager's job.
It's not about not just not getting the manager's job. Craig Stammen sat in on your interview, dude.
I know.
And now you work for him. Right. Now you report to him.
Well, I mean,
maybe not.
Maybe not. Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, imagine being Ruben Niebla. It's almost like you have to do something for him. But that's never a good way to do business. Like, oh, Jim didn't get the job, so just give him something else. Well, you didn't. No. Like, let's treat this like the real world and it's professional sports. Ruben Niebla didn't get the job. End of story. He's under contract.
The manager.
He's not the manager.
He
didn't get the job.
Yeah.
If you wanted to give him the job, then give him the job. Now that you didn't give him the job, he doesn't need his cookie too.
And it's such a Padres thing to do. I would love to look around baseball and see who else has a title of associate manager.
I don't know. That's a good point.
Does anybody have a title of an associate
Maybe
manager?
Maybe a bench coach, right? Isn't there like the Andy Greens and the Skip Schumachers recently?
But guess what? Who is going to be looked at when this team fails or succeeds?
Not the associate manager.
It's Craig Stammen. Yeah. Who is going to be talking to the media every day? It's Craig Stammen, unless they do like a revolving door.
Imagine that.
Like, today it's going to be Ruben Niebla.
The associate manager will speak with the media before the game. Imagine
that. Would be ridiculous if that happened.
I wouldn't be shocked if it did happen.
But that's kind of where I'm at when I heard that, and then when you just told me, because I didn't see that this morning, with that that news, I'm like, yeah, little red flag for me. Not like the biggest red flag in the world, bro. I'm like, this guy's Jace Tingler 2.0, but it is a little bit of a red flag when the guy they just hired isn't stepping up and saying and being, I am in charge and I want to lead these men No, it's I want everybody to lead.
It's like, I don't know what I'm doing, so I'm going to need everyone to help me out.
Everybody's going to be the leader of this team, and everybody's going to be the manager of this team.
Well, then there's this trickle-down effect, because Kevin writes, Niebla's new title and responsibilities mean an expanded role for bullpen coach Ben Fritz, who recently received a 2-year extension. Then he also writes, Brian Esposito, who served as bench coach for Mike Schilt, is expected to remain, but in a different role. So now we're moving the chairs around. You're already replacing a third base coach. You're already replacing a hitting coach. You've already changed the responsibilities of Ruben Niebla and Ben Fritz, and now Brian Esposito. I don't know. It is interesting. I agree with what you're saying. I'm 100% on board with what you're saying. That it's a little awkward, and the whole Craig Stammen hasn't managed before. They're leaning into it so much that it's like, yeah, we know he hasn't managed. So like everyone's got a voice to help him get through it. Like, but that's a master of none situation.
When there's too many like cooks in the kitchen,
yeah,
it's not going to turn out to be great. And you need a leader. You can't have a bunch of guys in there trying to all do the same job.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have a clear-cut leader. That has to be Craig Stammen. He has to take on that role. There can be like, defined roles where it's Craig Stammen followed by Ruben Niebla, followed by this, but you can't have Ruben Niebla, unfortunately for him, you can't have him be on equal footing with Craig Stammen. You can't, even though he's now titled the associate manager of the team. Okay, that to me, little red flag.
Associate manager. Yeah, and you know what? I'm not a big fan of titles that have no.
When they had,
what are we talking about?
When they had Ryan Flaherty here as the offensive coordinator,
what did that do?
It was just a way to not have a hitting coach to blame, like everybody blamed every single year here in San Diego,
because he was the offensive coordinator. He wasn't specifically working on hitting.
Right.
It's more strategy.
I view it as a red flag, not a huge one, but something to monitor and watch, because it's just expressing how Craig Stammen has no experience. And because he has no experience, they are really leaning into it, that he needs all the help he can get. That wouldn't make me that comfortable if I'm a Padres fan.
I'm just curious to know who's going to be making these determinations on their lineup and on these pitching changes. Is the associate manager Mr. Pitching change guy, or is it Craig Stammen, who was the reliever? He's pitching every inning. He should have a feel for it.
Like, is Craig Stammen going to look over at Ruben and go, hey, what do you want me to do? Like, what?
That's weird.
Like, no, you have to ask. You can ask your coaches, like, hey, what do you think? And they will tell you what they think. And then you have to make the final decision. You can't take the decision and pass it off to the next guy. You can't be like, well, Ruben thought it'd be a good idea to take the guy out in the 7th. So I went out and took him out in the 7th, and it worked out for us. So it was all Ruben's. That was all Ruben's idea.
And if it didn't work out, it was also.
But in my point, like,
weird.
The buck stops with Craig Stammen. If Craig Stammen goes out and makes a pitching change and it turns out to be a bad one and it doesn't work, that's on Craig Stammen. Nobody else.
Yeah, like there's a reason we don't have like 2 presidents. Like it gets, like
why there's a president and a vice president.
Yeah, like there's a very structured process to it.
You can't have an associate president.
Yeah, you can't get too cute. And there's a reason why baseball's never had offensive coordinators until the Padres. And there's a reason why not every team has an associate manager.
It doesn't make sense.
Because guess what? The Dodgers just won 3 World Series in 5 years with no associate managers.
Right.
They did it.
Now the manager spot and the coaching staff, like the way the baseball's going, you're kind of asking yourself, well, how much do they really do other than write lineups and make pitching changes?
Right.
Right.
Yeah. What is the true value?
But still,
they have value.
You need to have a clear-cut system of like a hierarchy of manager and then everybody below him. There can't be
like
this equal footing crap.
BJ Rains, Bronco Nation News gets us ready for San Diego State and Boise State. This critical showdown in the Mountain West Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium. After our conversation, we'll give away 2 free tickets to see the game on Saturday night. Stay with us on Jon and Jim.
This update is brought to you by the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. NBA action tonight. Lakers taking on the Thunder in OKC. Huge matchup, 6:30 tip-off time there. Other news in the NBA, Bradley Beal. He's going to be sidelined for the rest of the season as he's getting surgery on his hip. And San Diego State takes on Boise State this Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium. 7:30 kickoff time. 5:30 is when our pregame coverage starts right here on San Diego Sports 760. On Saturday, November 15th, it's the Uncorked Derby Days Wine Festival at Del Mar. Come out for a day of racing, food, and music and sample over 100 wines and champagnes from around the world. Uncorked at Del Mar on Saturday, November 15th.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Hour 2, Jon and Jim. And in about 10 or 15 minutes, we'll give away Aztec tickets for Saturday night. San Diego State, Boise State. As big of a game as we've seen in the Mountain West this year, the winner really does have an inside track to hosting the Mountain West Championship game. The loser could be on the outside of the game altogether looking in. And BJ Rain's back with us. He's done an amazing job over the years covering Boise State athletics. Bronco Nation News will be in San Diego. Could be a wet and rainy San Diego this weekend. BJ, would you agree, and we appreciate you taking time, would you agree, winner inside track to host, loser without, I don't know the tie-breaking scenarios, but I would assume the loser has some work to do to even get into the game.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And I appreciate you guys having me on as always. I'm looking forward to get out there this weekend. But, yeah, I mean, if you win, it's pretty easy, I think, for both these teams in terms of the path. And Boise State's players have been kind of talking about that this week. And, in fact, today they were saying, hey, you know, we're not where we want to be 6-3, but we can see that if we know that if we win these last 3 games, we're, you know, not only in the championship game, but hosting it. And San Diego State's saying the same thing. So, obviously, there's a ton in play. I mean, I don't know if you guys, I mean, maybe you guys can remember, but I don't remember a time with 3 weeks left in the season like this where you still have, I think, 7 teams within 1 game of first place. I mean, it's pretty crazy with all the 2 lost teams that are sitting out there right now and the tiebreakers. You go crazy trying to figure out what needs to happen for this and this. But the easiest one is, yeah, whoever wins, they're in a great spot to get to the game and then win their last 2 games, and they're going to host the game. So, yeah, massive game this late in the season for both sides, and maybe not one that a lot of people thought when the season started would have these stakes, you know, on the line, but certainly that's what it's turned out. It's a massive game on Saturday.
What's the impact of not having Maddox Matson for Boise State this weekend?
Well, we'll find out Saturday, but if you go off the Fresno game, not good. I mean, the backup Max Cutforth came in, was not great in that game. They really struggled to run the football as well, and that really caused a lot of the problems because they were in a lot of 3rd and long situations. And I know San Diego State is obviously very good at stopping the run, and so that's going to be an issue for Boise State because they've got, you know, kind of a 3-headed back, you know, monster in the backfield, but they've got to be able to run the football. When they don't run the football and they're in 3rd and long, it's not great, and particularly for a quarterback that's making his first career start. I mean, he's got a lot on his plate this week. I mean, Max Cutforth is the first Treasure Valley native, you know, Boise area kid to start at quarterback for Boise State since 1992. And he came in as a walk-on, earned a scholarship, and it's kind of a cool story, but I mean, he wasn't highly recruited and hasn't particularly played well when he's gotten in there in limited action. In that Fresno State game, they had one of their worst offensive games in the history of Boise State football. I mean, and they just couldn't move the ball at all and got booed off the field at home last week. And he just really struggled, only passing for 106 yards. So, you know, they had the bye week. He's had 2 weeks knowing he's the starter. He's been able to prepare. We talked to him yesterday. He's a confident kid. He says he's ready to go, and we'll certainly see what that looks like on Saturday. But if you just go off the Fresno State tape, he did not play particularly good. The offense really couldn't move the ball, and it was frankly pretty ugly on offense.
BJ Rains covers the Broncos, Broncos Nation News, Bronco Nation News with us right now on Jon and Jim. Everyone knew replacing Ashton Jeanty, you can't. I mean, there's an impossibility to that, but they have, like you mentioned, a trio of running backs, and they've always built their offense around running the football. Can you explain the dynamic and how it's played out? Because I know Spencer Danielson, the head coach of Boise State this week, said that one of their tailbacks is out of Southern California, Dylan Riley. It was almost unacceptable, the number of carries or the lack of carries he got against Fresno State. I look at Riley's numbers. He's averaging over 7 yards per carry, but only has 100 carries on the season. What's the dynamic that's playing out?
Yeah, we actually talked to Dylan Riley today. He's going to have a ton of family and friends at the game. He's got a very interesting story. Actually, his dad passed away over the summer, and so he's had, you know, kind of been playing in his dad's memory all season, and that's been a big focal point for him, and he's going back home with a lot of other family and friends that are expected to be back at the game. He said it's maybe an hour and a half or so. I wasn't exactly sure, but pretty close to where he's from, and actually had an offer from San Diego State and Fresno State, and then Boise State came in late and they got him. But this is a huge homecoming game for him and for his family, and obviously his family's had a lot of hardship going on. The stats are pretty. He started the season as like the fourth string running back, to be completely honest. He the true freshman last year played a little bit, but they had Gaines back. They brought in Sherrod from Fresno State. They had Breezy Dubar. I mean, he was third or fourth string on the depth chart to start the season. Then Breezy Dubar got hurt. Then in a couple blowouts, Dylan Riley did really good getting some carries, and they started giving him more action. Next thing you know, he has 5 touchdowns against Air Force, and he's kind of become out of nowhere as the main guy here. Maybe I shouldn't say out of nowhere. Everybody knew he was a solid player, but just didn't expect him this quickly to surpass Sherrod or Gaines. And so they kind of go ride the hot hand. They kind of give whoever's doing well the carries and keep it at that. But the stats are pretty glaring. It's when Dylan Riley gets at least 8 carries in a game, Boise State's 5-0, and when he has less than 8, they're 0-3, I think it is. So he needs to get the ball. He had 6 carries and 7 carries in their losses, and so when he gets the ball, they win. I asked Spencer about that. He said it was unacceptable, can't happen, won't happen again. The offensive coordinator called it common sense. I don't know why. If it's common sense, they aren't doing it then. But they need to get him the ball more. And talking to him today, it sounds like he's ready for a bigger workload. But they kind of go into each game and kind of have a different guy every game. And we'll see if it's Riley. They seem to think that it needs to be him, but we'll find out Saturday night.
What's been your impression of San Diego State just this season and what Sean Lewis has been able to do in just, a year and a half here at San Diego State, getting them back to a position where they're competing for a Mountain West Conference championship?
Well, I've been a big supporter of Sean Lewis and that hire since the day it happened. I really liked the hire. He was a candidate that I know Boise State had interviewed and talked to before they hired Spencer Danielson. And I thought that he got a raw deal at Colorado, and I really liked what he did at Kent State. And I've said numerous times, whether it be at football media days and things, and we've had him on our show, and I said I really thought they were kind of a sleeping giant down there. And I thought there's no reason with that stadium and the city they have to recruit to and everything else, and you see the passion of the fan base for basketball. I just think there's no reason why they can't be a very successful football program again on a yearly basis. And I love the hire. I thought that in the next year or two they were really going to take off. Did it happen a little sooner? Maybe if I would have had to put money down when I thought it was going to happen, it took maybe a little bit quicker. But you can go back and watch all of our shows from media days. I was very high on the hire, very high on San Diego State coming into this season as well. So I'm not shocked that they're where they're at. I thought it would happen at some point, maybe a little bit sooner than I would have thought. But it's been pretty impressive. I mean, speaking of shocked, I guess I was shocked by the score in on the islands, last weekend. That obviously kind of, wasn't expected and put a little damper, I guess, in terms of the game, in terms from the perspective with the CFP on the line and things like that for San Diego State. But no, I think he's doing a tremendous job. I think they're on the right track there, certainly. And I think that, their combination of football and basketball, what Boise State's got going on right now in both, I think you can make a strong case, obviously, that those are the top 2 teams that are going to anchor this new Pac-12 conference here moving forward.
It's almost like, I agree with you. I think Boise State and San Diego State being good is obviously critically important, not just to the Mountain West right now, but certainly the future of the Pac-12 beginning in 2026. BJ Rains, Bronco Nation News, with us right now on Jon and Jim. It's funny, you mentioned the Hawaii game, and I was there, and I'm sure you saw some of it. It was played in a torrential downpour, basically a tropical storm. Is what it was played in. This weekend, you wouldn't necessarily expect it, but we might be.
Tropical storm is on.
It could be, a tropical storm here in Southern California. What's the impact, in your opinion, when you get into a game like that? Obviously, Boise at times is going to play in weather. It's very rare, traditionally, for San Diego State. But what impact, if any, could you see it having on this weekend?
So I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but back in August, Boise State was practicing outdoor in fall camp on their outdoor practice field. About 20 minutes into practice, the horn sounded. Spencer Danielson called the team in, and he said, guys, we're in it was a perfectly blue sky, not a cloud in the sky. And it's like an 80-degree day in August. And he said, guys, we're in a lightning delay. We've got to go back to the locker room. And they go back to the locker room. They take about a 30 or 40-minute break. And when they come back out of the locker room to practice, they had installed sprinklers, and they had all kinds of assistant coaches with and managers with huge fire hoses. And they basically created a torrential rainpour on a perfectly blue day. on the blue turf, and they had a 2-hour practice in the pouring down rain on a blue sky day, and they had fake thunder and lightning coming over the speakers, and it was the funniest thing. And I'm sure some people probably kind of laughed at them for it, but they were like just literally practicing and made and simulated a rain, and because they just didn't have any, and they needed to have a day and have quarterbacks throw in the rain and have receivers try to catch the ball in the rain, and they're just getting pelted with fire hose and water and trying to practice. And I bring that up because like that may actually come into play on Saturday. Like they actually prepared to have a delay, or they prepared to play in rough weather, and we'll see. I mean, they haven't had a lot of issues. They've had a practice or two this year where it's sprinkled, but I mean, they haven't had any games that I can recall, and I've been at every game where it was just, torrential rain or downpour during the game. So it would be the first, obviously, of the season. But, frankly, in terms of Boise State wanting to rely on the run in this game and, a young quarterback that, I think if you can make this a lower scoring kind of defensive, sloppy game and ball control and running the football, I mean, Boise State would feel pretty good about that if they can, with their running backs and their offensive line, if they have to run the football a lot. I think that's what they want to try to do anyway, but I think that rain would probably help them a little bit from that standpoint. But we'll certainly find out on Saturday. Disappointing for sure. A lot of Boise State fans are making the trip, and it's always one you kind of circle in terms of the weather and getting down there. And I love the stadium down there, and hopefully the rain will be out of there by Saturday night. But if that's the case, certainly I think could impact the game. But I do think the running game and what Boise State wants to lean on anyway might help them a little bit.
It's crazy because we've had a gorgeous fall. Like I'm just thinking about the last 2 months. I can't remember anything.
Oh, don't make me sick. I looked at the 10-day forecast for literally Monday on after we leave, and there's not a cloud in the sky for the next 10 days. So.
That's great.
San Diego, I know. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see the role that it plays. A note is that San Diego State had not started a game in rain before last weekend since 2018. And now they might go back-to-back weeks starting games in rain. And not just rain. I mean, last weekend it really came down. And this weekend there's a scenario where that happens again. BJ, safe travels. We'll see you at the stadium on Saturday. Looking forward to the game and appreciate you joining us here in San Diego.
Always a pleasure, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you in a couple days.
All right, great stuff from BJ Rains, Bronco Nation News. We promised you Aztec tickets for Saturday. Hopefully you can stay dry. Hopefully the rain will stay away or not be out.
Bring a poncho.
On Saturday night, yeah, you can bring a poncho. But if you want to go, we have 2 free tickets for caller 5. 877-767-4760. 2 free tickets for caller 5. 877-767-4760. Winner has the inside track to host a Mountain West Championship game. So a huge game. Call right now if you want to go. 877-767-4760. We'll hear from Sean Lewis on the other side on Saturday's game against Boise State. This is Jon and Jim. All right, San Diego Sports 760 is your chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld San Diego's Christmas celebration. Twinkling Lights Meet Ocean Delights, November 14th through January 4th. You can experience the magic of the season and meet incredible animals like belugas, penguins, and sea otters, plus check out a winter wonderland with a million dazzling lights and the all-new Clyde and Seymour's Christmas. Tickets and more information at SeaWorldSanDiego.com. All right, so BJ Rains, his perspective on Boise State. I have no feel for how the game is going to play out, truthfully. Boise kind of desperate. They've lost 3 times. They've lost their quarterback. San Diego State, I would think, would be desperate to get back home and win after what happened this past weekend. But then the dynamic of the weather, I just don't have a good feel for it.
Yeah, the weather, some injuries, the availability and the health of Chris Johnson. How is Jaden Denegal going to look in the rain again, potentially? I mean, Jaden Denegal, the last 3 games, we talked about it, not pretty. Has not looked good. And maybe that's coinciding with an injury that he is trying to play through. I mean, look, if he's trying to play through an injury, okay, but if he's going to play through an injury, he can't be performing like this. So maybe Bert Emanuel Jr. gets more snaps. I think they would have already done that by now if they really thought that Jaden Denegal, the injury is really affecting him.
Mm-hmm.
But even if the injury isn't affecting him, he's not playing well. So, like, he's got to be much better. Or you have to devise a game plan where you run the ball way more effectively against Boise State, and you don't have Jaden Denegal be put in a situation to make a bunch of plays or have to make a bunch of plays. But even then, it's like we're going backwards here. We were supposed to go forward with the quarterback play here now at San Diego State.
Yeah, what's interesting too is like everyone has circled Jordan Napier, their playmaker, and like that's showing up on film, and it's getting harder and harder for them to get him the football. Like they're doing everything in their power. I mean, jet sweeps and putting him in the backfield and putting him in the slot or on the outside. But teams have done a good job to blanket him where they're like, we're going to take Napier away. Can you beat us elsewhere? And that was really problematic, obviously, against Hawaii. They lost 38-6. But you're right. I mean, the ground game's got to lead the way. When they've been at their best this year, Lucky Sutton's going for like 150 yards and San Diego State is running for 200 yards. And if it is going to rain, then you're going to have to lead with the run. You're not going to lead by, passing the ball 45 times.
And you got to stop the turnovers. That there's been too many turnovers lately. They've overcome it, but they could not overcome it against Hawaii. So, I mean, yeah, going into this weekend, I'm with you. I don't really have like a big feel on the game. I do feel like San Diego State's in the driver's seat just because they're at home. They're going up against a quarterback, making his first start for Boise. Boise's not the same this year. The weather could play a factor, but also, I mean, the weather playing a factor could be in the benefit and help Boise because then it's just another factor to worry about. And crazy things can happen. Fumbles that happen in the rain that don't normally happen if it wasn't raining, or interceptions or drop balls. Like just
throws a lot.
It throws a lot off. Yeah.
It's going to be fascinating to see how it plays out. Let's hear from Sean Lewis. This was Sean Lewis on Saturday's big game. How big it is?
Yeah, I mean, it's critically important, right? We only get 12 of these total opportunities, and this is a really, really important one because we're doing it, and it's a very worthy opponent that's going to come into our home. And I think good teams do a great job of defending their home turf where we are undefeated, where we've played really, really well. And so we have to do a great job in our process and in our prep to continue with that being who we are and the characteristic of our club. But yeah, at this point in time, when you're in November and everyone's jockeying for position and who's going to be playing in the championship game, and it's the 2 best teams in the league, like going head to head, it's really, really meaningful. And this is why our guys are here. This is what we came to build. And these are the moments that we want to create. And now we have to have great preparation so that when the opportunity comes on Saturday, we can seize and we can create those moments. So that's a positive one for us.
Again, going back to what we said with BJ Rains, I think the winner of the game, at the very least, probably appears in the Mountain West Championship. I think the loser of the game is likely not to appear in the Mountain West Championship. I think it's basically as simple as that. That makes it as big of a game as San Diego State might play this year in the regular season.
So if San Diego State loses, okay, then let me pull this up here. Then Hawaii would jump them because obviously the
tiebreaker
there.
Boise jumped them.
Boise
with one
jumps
fewer
them.
loss.
Yeah, Boise jumps them. So you got uphill battle. You need Hawaii to lose a game, or Boise to lose
Two games,
which
isn't going to happen.
To overtake one of those teams. It still is possible,
but that doesn't guarantee it, because UNLV has 2 losses. UNLV would beat Hawaii in that scenario. I don't know what the tiebreaker is there. You still play New Mexico. They have 2 losses. Like, you have work to do.
You have work to do.
Like, as in the odds suggest, you're not going to the title game if you lose.
No.
You know, maybe it's possible. But.
You win this game, you give yourself a really good chance to do that.
Yeah, I mean, still, if you win this game, you're the first place team in the Mountain West. You still have to play San Jose State and finish at New Mexico. New Mexico has been very good this year. I think you might be able to take on a loss and still play in the game, but you'd probably be on the road. If you win out, you'd host the game.
Yeah, there's a scenario potentially where they would have to go back to Hawaii, right?
I do think there's a world where that exists. Yeah, where San Diego State beats Boise, loses to New Mexico, and Hawaii wins out.
Right.
Maybe. I'm assuming at that point San Diego State would be in the game, although they might not because of a tiebreaker with New Mexico.
It'd be better for everybody involved if they just won, right?
So imagine having to go back to Hawaii.
Imagine for you have to go back.
I'm like, I can't go there twice in 3 weeks
and do nothing but just like call a football game.
Just go back there. I hadn't even thought of that.
Like, I'm going back to Hawaii
for the night.
For the day, and I'm gonna eat Mexican food.
I had some good Mexican, man. Because when you're in Hawaii,
again, I'm not saying that Hawaii doesn't have good Mexican food. I'm just saying they have probably other food.
What would you have gotten? You would have had the whole menu in front of you. You would have done all the research. What? Poke? Sushi?
Spam?
Yeah. Don't Spam is the Masubi's
Spam's
there.
Everything.
Masubi's.
I like Spam.
Have you had a Masubi before? Well, do you like sushi? You like sushi, right? Do you like nori?
I don't know what that is.
Brent's not eating sushi by and large. We know Brent.
I don't know. It's the stuff they wrap the sushi in, like the green stuff. You know?
No, I'll eat the raw fish, but not that part.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What would I have in Hawaii? There's a bunch, dude. Poke is like a go-to. Have to get poke in Hawaii. I don't know. I'd find a restaurant that's like
not Mexican.
That's not. I don't know. I would look up like best restaurants on Waikiki Beach, and I would go there. What I did for my honeymoon with Aaron.
It's too much work. I found this place. It was good.
We went to you would never go to this place. It was like a fancy place. It was on the beach, and it had a tree. Like it was. I forget what it was called, but man, it was good. They had like a tree that was inside the restaurant that grew outside the restaurant. It was on the beach, and you can watch the sunset.
Yeah, no, I wasn't doing that. Like it was so low. Yeah, that would have been weird. But it was good. What I did, but no, I'm not planning to go back to Hawaii to call the Mountain West title game.
I got a good spot for you.
Yeah,
Monkey Pod.
I'm not there right now.
I know, but if you go back,
I'll consider it.
Their Mai Tais.
Oh, I'm not going to be
legendary, dude.
Pounding drinks.
It's not like you're going to get bloated after one drink.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe I would actually.
Monkey Pod is elite.
Okay.
We went there in Maui.
I'm not going to Maui.
No, I know, but they have chains on Waikiki Beach and throughout Hawaii. It's not just like it's only
not just
in
Maui's.
Monkey Pod. Go to Monkey Pod. It's so good.
The latest from the baseball GM meetings in Las Vegas on the other side. Stay with us, Jon and Jim. All right, hey guys, it is Jon and Jim again for the all-new Jamul Casino Resort, the Players Place. We've been telling you about the hotel and spa. Now open at Jamul Casino Resort. It's the next level of luxury. You can treat yourself to a stunning new stay, rooftop relaxation, indulgent spa treatments, and all the thrills of Jamul Casino Resort. Now all in one unforgettable destination.
Yeah, and savor San Diego's ultimate endless dining experience at Jamul 23. From their world-famous lobster brunch served every morning to luxurious VIP endless dining experience each evening. Indulge in chef-curated specialties, fresh seafood, prime cuts, and decadent desserts, all with stunning panoramic views.
You're going to love the spa at Hamul Spa at Hamul Casino Resort. You can unwind in style, experience pure relaxation, indulgent treatments, serene spaces, and a retreat designed to refresh your body and mind. Only at Hamul Casino Resort. Learn more and book a treatment today at hamulcasino.com/spa at the all-new Hamul Casino Resort, the Players Place.
All right, this update's brought to you by the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. We'll start with the NBA tonight. Lakers and Thunder in OKC, 6:30 tip-off time. Schedule announcement here. This is breaking news, John. Because of no STFC Midweek Live tonight, you can hear the Lakers game right here on San Diego Sports 760. 6:30 tip-off time, Lakers and Thunder. Other news in the NBA, Bradley Beal, he's going to miss the rest of the season with hip surgery. And San Diego State takes on Boise State this Saturday night, Snapdragon Stadium, 7:30 kickoff, 5:30 pregame. You can listen to all the action right here on San Diego Sports 760. On Saturday, November 15th, it's the Uncorked Derby Days Wine Festival at Del Mar. Come out for a day of racing, food, and music, and sample over 100 wines and champagnes from around the world. Uncorked at Del Mar on Saturday, November 15th.
All right, Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760. One of the best parts of the GM meetings, I thought we were going to get this. Scott Boras has showed up. So he wasn't there for the pickleball tournament, but he has showed up. And that's honestly the only reason the GM meetings exist, is to meet with agents, including Scott Boras, who has had a lot to say, by the way, today in typical Scott Boras form.
What do you think of the Scott Boras isms, which we're going to hear here in a bit?
I mean, I think they're stupid. What do you think of them?
I think they're the corniest thing ever. I think Scott Boras is a clown, but it's very entertaining.
Yeah, it's the only thing we got going on in November.
It's very entertaining. I think Scott, I mean, this is the cringiest stuff you'll ever hear, but how he drops these bars without smiling, and he does it with a straight face.
Well, I like these bars. I saw Darnay put that on social. I like that.
It's very impressive.
Okay, so where do you want to start? Because we have Scott Boras on a number of topics, including Dylan Cease and Alex Bregman and Tariq Skubal and Pete Alonso.
Let's start, Brent, with Scott Boras on Tariq Skubal.
Okay. He's mild-mannered.
Recent talks with the Tigers, do you anticipate that they'll keep Scuba instead of trading him?
You know, all we know is that the fans in Detroit want the Tigers to build a Tarek Barrack. You know, they Little Caesars running around town saying "Sai." So it's a kind of thing where he's built a base. Obviously, everywhere they go, they know it's Scooble Day. They understand that organization is substantially different if he's not there. And when you're in these situations and you go through it, all we know is that we hear mostly from the fans, and the player hears from the fans, and it's kind of like it should be Scooby done, right? And if not, I think the fans would certainly think it's a Detroit doink if they don't.
Holy moly.
Now, my question would be, does he think of this on the fly, or is this all premeditated and he has like
20 for each
he like
player?
Practices all this stuff?
You'd have to practice because he was able to get in like 7 different ones in one soundbite.
I liked how every time he would drop one, he would like pause, like he's waiting for
reaction.
laughter, and then it bombed, and then he's like, okay, and then he like moved on to the next one.
Little Caesars Sai.
Like,
dude.
All right, so here's the next one. Scott Boras on Alex Bregman's free agency.
I would certainly think that, like in Boston, we learned a lot about Bregman in 25, because in Boston, prior to 25, they had a lot of lineup do not holes. And certainly prior to 25, Boston has been a kind of a club that's been has Duncan well below the playoff line. So I think it was a bad roast in Beantown. And certainly, and give the owners credit in 25. They went out and spent some Starbucks to bring in a Bregman blend that led them to the playoffs. So I'm sure the Boston fans don't want this to be just a cup of coffee. And no one wants a Brexit.
The Brexit. Dude, he had to practice this. There's no way this is all off the cuff. And by the way, he's gotten way odder as the years have gone by. He has not done this every year. Because we've played this for like 10 years. He doesn't know he's going to this.
Himself.
Yeah, exactly. He's like gone beyond. Yeah, he's now like he's a character of Scott Boras.
Like the people that can't read the room. I don't know if this is Scott Boras, but I always cringe and I kind of feel bad, but I also don't feel bad when I see people speaking or in a situation where they can't read the room. And I feel like Scott Boras isn't reading the room when he's saying these jokes and people laugh. They're not laughing because they're funny. They're laughing at you.
But he is the room, dude.
That's my,
you know what I mean? Scott
it.
Boras makes this whole sport go round.
But do you think that he goes back to his team and is like,
we nailed it.
Like, man, they thought it was funny. Or does he understand that what he's doing and what he's saying, like he's aware how corny and cringy this is?
He wants to make it about him, I think. I think the reason he shows up and is available to the media and now gets cornier and cornier by the year is for shows like ours to talk about it.
There's one more that I want to play.
Okay.
So Scott Boras on Pete Alonso. And Pete Alonso, going to be a free agent. You can only guess where he's going with this one.
I think Pete, at this point in his career, he's about winning, no doubt. Had that question a lot. There's no doubt that Pete's pursuers are primed to pay the Power Piper. Pete picked the perfect period to play preeminently at a primary position. A playoff parched plethora will pounce to participate in the polar plunge.
I'm going to puke.
Oh my gosh.
This guy's a problem. He's a problem. But again, without him, we'd have nothing really to say about the GM meetings. So I'll take it.
It's the classic, hey, Scott, we're not laughing with you. We're
laughing at you. Yes.
I just imagine his team of like writers. They're like, oh no, Scott, wait till you get this one. This one's going to kill. You're going to tell this one and it's going to be all P words. It's going to be hilarious.
Well, I've been at a Scott Boras like press conference at the winter meetings back in what was it, 2017, I think it was, the year that they signed Hosmer, 2018, whatever year it was. And I don't remember it being like this. Now, this was in the winter meetings. So he'll have another, talk with the media at the winter meetings. And maybe he does this at the winter meetings, or maybe he just started doing this like recently. But I
did the how hot talent thing.
No, I know he has done it for a while. Like he has been this cringy guy for a while. But I can't remember back in 2017 if he went the full like what's the word I'm looking for?
Like this cringy, over the top character of himself version. I mean, here's the thing: the reason he has clients is because of the end result, and he's been able to get players to opt out and to get to free agency and maximize dollars. So, if you're Alex Bregman, you're cool with it because you're looking for money. If you're Pete Alonso, like the end result here is he going to get you more money than some random other agent? And I think, yeah, probably.
Which one was your favorite of the three?
None of them.
If you had to pick one, what was like the best line that he dropped in your opinion?
Probably Brexit.
I like the Brexit. I do like the Bregman one because he tied it around like donuts and Dunkin'.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
If he wants the Starbucks.
They had a bunch of do not holes in the lineup.
I mean, they were all ridiculous.
Sai was funny because Little Caesars is founded in Detroit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's actually like
that's
next level.
That's the name of their hockey arena.
Sai?
No, Little Caesars.
Oh.
Arena is the name of their hockey arena in Detroit. Yeah, he's ridiculous. Ridiculous. But if he's representing you,
and we'll hear what he has to say about Dylan Cease on the other side. I couldn't find what he was just talking about Dylan Cease. I don't think he dropped any like Dylan Cease jokes or whatever, but he did speak about Dylan Cease, and he mentioned, I have it right here, just a quote. Scott Boras on Dylan Cease.
Should we wait to hear it?
No.
Oh, it's not in here.
No, this is not in here. This is
okay.
I'm just reading you a quote.
Gotcha.
He said, unlike the other Dylan, he is exclusively electric.
Okay. What? I don't get it. Do you?
I don't know. I don't get it either.
What? Okay, so we'll hear more from Scott Boras on Dylan Cease.
I think it's a Bob Dylan reference.
Yeah. Gotcha.
And he only did acoustic.
That's a stretch though. That's a stretch
that's
to go
deep.
there. That's a stretch.
Deep cut.
You're going 50 years on that by and large because nobody's really talking about.
This guy
nobody's
is
talking
such
about
a
that.
loser.
That's ridiculous.
But he controls the sport.
All right, Scott Boras on the market for Dylan Cease, and could he be heading to the Chicago Cubs this offseason? Plus, the wrap is ahead. We're here until 6 p.m. This is Jon and Jim. Hey guys, it is Schaefer again. There is no better time than now to get down to your local Toyota dealer. They have new vehicles arriving each and every day. We're talking about their most popular cars and trucks and SUVs whatever kind of vehicle you're looking for, hurry into your Toyota dealer today. Everything's going on right now in regards to getting a new Toyota truck. They've got the largest inventory. We're talking about Tacomas, Tundras. They're ready to roll off the lots. The Tacoma is known for its legendary toughness, its off-road capability, its everyday efficiency, perfect for whether it's a weekend adventure or just tackling your to-do list. And the Tundra brings serious power, impressive towing capacity, and bold design, plus the latest tech and comfort features. So you might be looking for a truck that's built for the trails or built for work or built for your family's next adventure. Whatever it is, Toyota has you covered. Again, new vehicles arriving each and every day. Cars, trucks, and SUVs. We make it easy. See your Toyota dealer today. All right, the wrap coming up at 4 p.m. If you missed BJ Rain's Bronco Nation News on San Diego State and Boise State, you'll hear a conversation at 5. We're at the blood drive on campus at San Diego State tomorrow from 2 to 6. Jon and Jim join us there. We'll have some special guests for you. We'll talk Aztec hoops and football tomorrow from Viejas Arena, and the blood drive going on from 2 to 6 tomorrow here on Jon and Jim.
Yep, always good to be there at the blood drive every year at Viejas. And so, yeah.
Why don't you give some of your blood away? Would they take your blood?
Why wouldn't they?
I don't know.
I couldn't do the show. I need to go.
That's my
give
issue
blood.
with it. You couldn't do the show. I could see you being like that.
That's why he wants you to give blood.
No, I could do the show, but I need to go give blood. So, I mean.
But you could just go before the show.
I could.
And give blood and then do the show.
What if I pass out?
As I'm saying, with
cookie.
you would. You'd be out for a month and a half. You'd be sneezing. You'd be passed out. You'd be white as a ghost.
Have you ever passed out before?
Not giving blood.
No, just in general.
No. Have you?
Yeah, it's a weird feeling.
Yeah. Well, yes, because you passed it. Why did you pass out? You gave blood?
No, long story. I had surgery and I got up to go to the bathroom. I got up too quickly. I was sitting down for so long.
Yeah.
And I got up too quickly and I blacked out. And the next thing I remember, I'm laying down on the floor in the hallway around the corner by the bathroom. I don't remember how I got there.
Weird.
The doctor said I got up and I started walking, and I just stumbled my way, and I fell down
Weird.
the hallway, and I passed out.
Yeah.
And he like was next to my side with like a can of Coke to give me to like drink so I could get some sugar in my system to help me.
Have you given blood before?
Like not at this capacity, but I've gone to the doctor to like have my blood drawn, but that's not the same thing.
Okay, so you haven't given blood.
No, I haven't, John. As I just said, no, it's not the same thing as having your blood drawn.
Why have you never given blood? Do you understand the importance? I've given blood a ton of times in my life. Yes, thank you for asking.
Really?
Yes, a number of times.
I think I might have given blood.
Here we go.
One time or two. Why are you making me look like an evil person?
Don't do it tomorrow because you'll pass out and then we'll never see you again.
Well, whoever would get my blood just gets a bunch of like
pass out blood,
like candy and Coca-Cola and
that's hilarious.
Whatever else, like pizza.
All right, let's hear more jokes from Scott Boras. Maybe they're not jokes, but
I don't think there's any jokes.
This is Scott Boras, Dylan Cease, and whether or not he's going in free agency back to Chicago, but this time with the Cubs.
Well, I think we all know how Dylan Cease pitches in Wrigley Field. He is dominant, and to have durability, to have dominance, he has got both. Other than Scooble next year, I don't see a pitcher in the market coming that is going to have the potentials that Cease has and the proven element of durability to go along with that quality and potential. So 200 strikeouts a year, it's just not something the game has. Everybody knows that when you go into the playoffs, you want a number one. Why? You got a 5-game series. You want him to throw twice. You want to have that chance. You want to have your most dominant arm out there. That's why the Dodgers signed Blake Snell. And so those teams that are doing that are winning championships. And I think getting those types of arms are really, really increase your opportunity to achieve that.
I mean, he's doing what he's doing. He's got to pump up his client to make him seem like he's the greatest pitcher on the planet.
Has he seen his playoff career stats? You don't want him pitching twice to 5-game series.
You don't even sometimes want him pitching once in a 5-game series.
We pretended like his 2 2/3 inning performance at Wrigley this year was the greatest accomplishment in baseball history.
It wasn't.
Okay,
it was
2 2/3 scoreless.
It was good, but I mean, come on, really? There's a reason why they yanked him after that, because they knew that he would eventually blow up.
Right?
Yeah. If they trusted Dylan Cease, they would have let Dylan Cease go longer, but they didn't want to have him go more than 2 times through the lineup.
Dylan Cease's postseason career 0-4, 8.74 ERA. Okay. So don't tell me you need him pitching twice in a 5-game series when he hasn't even thrown more than like 4 innings in an outing in his postseason career.
Yeah, I wouldn't give Dylan Cease like what he's potentially looking for. No chance.
No, I mean, what's tough about that is I like the way he pitched in 2024 until the postseason. And I was willing to say, okay, it wasn't great. Yeah, your season was on the line, but I'll give you that second chance. And then you give him the second chance, and he was far worse in the regular season in 2025 than he was in 2024. I just don't have faith or trust in him.
No,
moving forward.
No, I don't either. I wouldn't do it. I mean, it's a long contract. The odds of it, working out for you are pretty low. And to give a pitcher that long of a deal, potentially 6 years, and then like 160, 170, close to $180 million potentially for this guy. Come on.
Yeah, I'm surprised like someone's going to be willing to go there. I guess at the end of the day, there's always a team. It only takes one.
I was super high on Dylan Cease when they traded for him. I said, dude, look, he finished second in Cy Young 2 years ago. Last year he was on the worst team in baseball. That entire team sucked, but his stuff was still good.
Mm-hmm.
And he pitched pretty well, even though his ERA was kind of high. It was in 3.4s in 2024, but he had like a 10, 11 game stretch where he was the best pitcher in baseball, including the no-hitter against the Nationals. And then that postseason against the Dodgers and what he did in game 1, followed up what he did on short rest, made me feel completely different about Dylan Cease. And then this year was like, all right, maybe, they didn't trade Dylan Cease. They need pitching, and going into a contract year, probably, hopefully going to get the best Dylan Cease. And in turn, you got one of the worst versions of Dylan Cease. So with that,
I'm out.
I'm out.
It sounds
Yeah.
exactly.
It's not like Shark Tank.
It is definitely like Shark Tank. 32 starts, 4.55 ERA, 1.33 WHIP,
No.
1 WAR. No, what are you buying?
No.
And then a guy that hasn't been clutch in the postseason. So I'm not really comparing Blake Snell to Dylan Cease, truthfully, because I think Blake Snell has proven it, more often than Dylan Cease. I mean, Blake Snell's got multiple Cy Youngs, and Blake Snell has won now a World Series. I mean, Dylan Cease doesn't have multiple Cy Youngs.
Even before Blake Snell signed his big contract, he proved in the postseason that he's can, show up and perform, and a guy you can rely on. Dylan Cease, you read the numbers, can't do it.
So is that what they're looking for? Is this a 6-year type conversation? Because it's Scott Boras, he's 29 years old. 6 year. I mean, 6 years is a lot of years.
Probably.
You think he gets something like 6 years?
Oh, that's probably
coming off this year.
Probably is what he's looking for.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for.
Who's going to give him that deal?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know it only takes one team, but 6 years. It wasn't good last year. That's the biggest indicator of future success.
This guy had a 1.3 WHIP.
Yeah, over a 1.3 WHIP.
I don't know, man.
Thankfully, the Padres won't be involved because they're not going to have the money for that.
Thankfully.
Because you don't want them being involved. It's the same thing. I mean, I said that with Blake Snell on the way out, and Blake Snell's kind of shoved.
He has
leaving
shoved,
San Diego.
but it's taken him, like, he went to the Giants on a 1-year deal because he didn't get that big contract. And then he went out there and he pitched really well for the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the same thing over and over and over with Blake Snell, which is why I still would not give him the big deal that he got, is that he's never fully healthy for a full season. He doesn't give you 30 starts a year.
Right.
And yeah, he pitches great for you in the postseason, which he has proven. But I mean, it works if you're on the super team Dodgers. It doesn't work if you're relying on Blake Snell to make 30 plus starts for you.
Get you there.
And then to get you there and to then also perform for you in the postseason. Blake Snell barely pitched this year. That's a reason, and a big reason why he was rested and ready to go, and as sharp as he was, leading up into the postseason and then in the postseason up until the World Series, where he did not pitch well in the World Series. But I mean, Game 7, he went out there and he shut down the Blue Jays and helped them win a World Series. And so if he's on a super team, it works. But if you're asking Blake Snell to be your ace, your number one, give you 30 plus starts, that ain't going to work because he's never ready at the start of the seasons because he's never in shape. He always gets injured. And that's the cycle of Blake Snell.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I agree. We'll get to the wrap on the other side. BJ Rain's Bronco Nation News at 5 p.m. We're here until 6 p.m. Stay with us. Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, live on the iHeartRadio app.
This update's brought to you by the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. NBA action tonight here on the station. Lakers and Thunder. Tip time 6:30 in OKC. Other news in the NBA: Bradley Beal going to be out for the rest of the year after he had surgery on his bum hip. And on Saturday night, San Diego State takes on Boise State at Snapdragon Stadium. 7:30 kickoff time. 5:30 is when our pregame coverage starts right here on San Diego Sports 760. On Saturday, November 15th, it's the Uncorked Derby Days Wine Festival at Del Mar. Come out for a day of racing, food, and music and sample over 100 wines and champagnes from around the world. Uncorked at Del Mar on Saturday, November 15th.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Hour 3. Jon and Jim will give away a 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld's Christmas celebration this hour. So we've got a free 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld San Diego's Christmas celebration. We'll give those tickets away this hour. Coming up in 1 hour, BJ Rains, he covers Boise State athletics, will join us. Boise State, San Diego State coming up Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium. We're covering the baseball GM meetings, the San Diego State game that's coming up this weekend. But right now, let's get to this.
It's time for the wrap. Presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
Who wins tonight's showdown between the Lakers and OKC?
The Thunder, as I turn my mic on, I will go with the Thunder. They're probably the best basketball team in the NBA.
Did you say ever?
No, not ever. They just absolutely whooped the Warriors last night.
Dude, what's going on with the Warriors? Draymond after the game's like, we don't want to win. And like, we got problems.
Yeah, there are problems with the Warriors. It revolves around Jonathan freaking Kuminga and their other young player in Brandon Pajemski. That's a whole different story. The Thunder tonight, I think, will win, but it will be a good game. I'm interested to see. Luka always plays the Thunder really well. I mean, it could be a playoff preview early on here. Warriors, guess who they play tonight, John? On a back-to-back.
Someone they're going to beat because, no, they're going to lose to because they're on the road, right?
Yeah.
It could be anyone they're going to lose. They're 1-6 on the road.
When I tell you what team this is, you'll be like, they have no shot.
They have 0 shot.
The Spurs.
They have 0 shot. Wemby's going for 100, 100, and 100 tonight against the Warriors. Are 6-6 and 1-6 on the road. Move the team to Oakland or somewhere.
They were
where they're wanted.
They were in Oakland.
I know.
Move
5-0.
back.
They're going to go undefeated at home and miss the playoffs because they're going to go
right
2-40 or whatever on the road.
Correct.
I think Thunder win tonight. I think the Thunders are going to the Thunders are going to toy with the league this year. I think they'll do whatever they want. I think
they
they'll
don't
be
even
the one
have
seed.
like 3 of their rotation pieces, including Jalen Williams.
I think they do whatever they want. I think they're the 1 seed in the West, and I think they're likely to repeat as NBA champions. Although the Spurs might have something to say about that,
or the Nuggets, or the Lakers. Those are Spurs. The Spurs. I think those are the top teams in the West for me right now.
Or the Pelicans.
Thunder. In no particular order. Spurs, Nuggets, Lakers. I think those, and then I'll throw in the Rockets. But we'll see. We'll see. But those 4 teams to me right there are the top of the West.
Thunder tonight and the Thunders. Next question.
Would you take Dylan Cease on a short-term deal?
Like what? Like give me a number. Like a 2
2 for 70. That's the going rate. I mean, it wouldn't be cheaper than that. I wouldn't think. 2 for 67 or something. I don't know.
No, I wouldn't.
No, not even at 2 years.
No.
High AAV.
I don't think I would.
I'd be tempted to say no to that too. I mean, it's a lot of money.
Look, the Padres, we know they can't just spend a bunch of money. If they had Dylan Cease on a 35 AAV, they can't do anything else.
True, right? That would be the whole thing, right?
Right. And even that, I think they would like be pushing past the number they want to be at.
I would take him on a 1-year deal.
Yeah,
I would take him definitely on a 1 year, like $30 million type deal. But I don't think the 2 years is 1 year is probably risky.
That's all. Yeah,
tying up all your money.
It's all risky.
Yeah, 2 years I think is very risky. Next question.
Is the rain a good or a bad thing for the Aztecs this weekend against Boise State?
I will contest it's a bad thing. because there's a lot of factors that go into this. Just the crazy, like the wonky weirdness that could happen in rain. You also have a situation where, look, you want to make sure that you have a legit home field advantage in that crowd, that you have as many people in there as possible. I can already guarantee you right now, people that were planning on going to the game, that were kind of on the fence, see the rain, my guess, they're probably not going to go now.
I mean,
And
yeah,
how would you?
California.
Why would you blame them?
Yeah, exactly.
So, from that standpoint, like, you're dealing with the weather factor. You were looking for a big crowd at home against Boise. I don't know if you're going to get that anymore. You're dealing with injuries, but the rain, yeah, I think the rain could play a factor this weekend for sure.
It definitely could play a factor. I don't know ultimately if that's going to help or hurt them on field. I don't know the answer. I mean, they didn't play well in rain last week. We'll see if they play better now, having played in rain last week. Certainly San Diego State wants to run the ball, and so does Boise State. And turnovers will be the story in the rain because one team turned it over more than the other. But yeah, overall, it's not beneficial. Obviously, you're in Southern California for a reason. You're not looking for, a rainstorm to play through. So yeah, I don't think it's beneficial in general. Next question.
DeMarcus Cousins says the New Orleans Pelicans and the Memphis Grizzlies should move. You agree with Boogie?
Says they have 25 fans at some of the games.
Yeah, move them to San Diego.
Oh, I like that.
San Diego Grizzlies?
Both.
Ooh.
To Team City.
Combine them.
No. I want it to be two teams like New York as Brooklyn and New York, or the Lakers Clippers.
You want to know why there will never be an NBA team here?
I want to hear it. I want to hear this hot take. I'm so excited to hear this.
There's a couple reasons.
Yeah. Well, let me guess. They don't have an arena.
Right. The government here stinks.
Oh, put on the government.
The city, as far as the politicians go, they can't get jack squat done here. And the fact that one of the NBA's, if not the NBA's biggest brands, is in LA, and to have a team move to San Diego, nope.
Well, wouldn't we say the same thing about baseball? Don't they have big brands in baseball in LA?
They do, but did the Padres move here in 1998?
No, but they moved here after the Dodgers.
Okay, but we're way different climate.
I mean, it's different. I think it has more to do with facility than anything else.
And the Clippers were here, and they moved to Los Angeles.
I mean, the Rockets were here.
The Rockets were here, and they all moved. So it's not happening ever.
It's unlikely. It's unlikely.
I just think it's interesting. It's like you want to move those teams again. Because remember, New Orleans used to be the Charlotte Hornets, and the Memphis used to be in Vancouver. So it's like, what, you just gonna move them again, and then hope you pick the right city this time?
I don't think the teams are moving. I think what's more likely in the NBA is expansion, which is something we've heard a lot about. That they want to add to franchises, add more revenue to the current ownership groups. I mean, they've talked way more about Las Vegas being an expansion team or Seattle being an expansion team than the New Orleans Pelicans moving. Although if you've ever been to the home of the Pelicans, which I have once, it's bizarre. You're like, what? They have an NBA team. Like,
isn't there an arena called like the Smoothie Arena?
Smoothie King. It's
Smoothie King.
It's not nice. It's just blah. No, I think the general point is like, do people care? I don't think they care by and large. I mean, they haven't been good at all historically. But then again, what about like Charlotte? They haven't been good either. The NBA, I mean, it's kind of an interesting conversation, like Pelicans, Grizzlies, Hornets. Why are they always terrible?
Well, both teams are kind of in the same boat of, do the Pelicans trade Zion? What does Memphis do with Ja and his antics?
I don't listen. If anyone moves in the NBA, the first market you're going to hear about is not San Diego.
It's either Seattle or Las Vegas.
Exactly right. Like Las Vegas probably has 2 or 3 arenas right now for an NBA team.
Yeah. And
then Seattle actually has, they've renovated wherever the NHL team plays, the Key Arena.
Okay.
So they've got an NBA arena. I mean, again, so to your point, I think in general, will San Diego in our lifetimes have NBA, NHL, or NFL again? Depends how long you live.
Let me answer that for you. No.
I mean, unlikely.
Very unlikely.
Very unlikely.
You don't have anybody here that will get it done. That no one here has the vision to get it done. I mean, we're already dealing with stupid people blocking the height limit to build an arena over at
Stupid
sports arena area.
Okay.
I mean, you got those stupid people.
Okay.
It's like, oh, we have to make sure that the height limit. It's like you're an idiot.
I haven't even kept up with that at all. But yeah, because I'm not holding my breath like, oh, here come the Houston Rockets. Here come the New Orleans Pelicans.
You got losers in this town thinking that like adding things that will make the city better, like sports arena, upgrading that place and whatnot, it's a bad thing. And the height limit, oh my gosh, a height limit. You're a loser if you are one of those people that decided to have a petition run to halt that project.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the arena is older than like dinosaurs.
That arena is a joke.
It's been around for forever. It's got to be one of the oldest arenas in America.
I mean, you go
Seriously.
there and you're like, this place stinks.
You know you're old when you hosted John Wooden in the Final Four.
Right.
Like it's been a while since John Wooden was coaching in the Final Four. So like it's time. Like 70 years is typically the threshold where you say, oh, it's 70 years old.
And when you build arenas and stadiums in today's day and age, you can build them to last longer than 70 years. So in 70 years from now, the arenas that are built right now, we're not saying the same thing about those arenas like we're saying about this one.
Can you? I mean, the only things in America that have professional teams older than 70 years are probably Fenway and Wrigley.
Yeah, but those were built when?
100 years.
Okay. The technology nowadays, like you think SoFi Stadium in 70 years is going to become obsolete?
I don't know, dude. I mean, that's a good question.
And Petco Park,
that's a good question.
They continue to upgrade
the
it and
ballparks
renovate
stick around
it.
for longer. Yeah.
You know, like Lambeau's going to be around forever.
You're right. There's
because
some
they
old ones.
continue to renovate and update it.
MSG.
Yeah. They
game tonight.
Right.
Yep.
So you can build arenas and have arenas be around for a super long time. You just got to like update them. That sports arena, when was the last time it was updated?
That's a great question.
Like the Reagan administration?
I don't know if it was that recent. Maybe that's hilarious. Yeah, I have no idea. Anyway, at the end of the day, they're not coming here. If DeMarcus Cousins is right and the Pelicans and the Grizzlies move, they're not coming here.
Yeah, this town will be forever just like it's now Padres town for the foreseeable future, but it will be just a corner of little San Diego with the Padres.
Yeah, now listen, other people have capitalized. Padres have capitalized post Chargers, so is MLS. So is MLS. Yeah. I mean, they're drawing 32,000 people every time.
Sellout announced today for November 24th game against Minnesota.
So yeah, don't tell me it's not a good, and you're not. Don't tell me it's not a good sports market when the MLS comes and 2 seconds later they're selling out every single game.
Right.
Okay. And now they've won, but I mean, give me a break. All right. On the other side, again, the latest from the GM meetings and the impact on the Padres, plus BJ Rains, Bronco Nation News at 5 p.m. Jon and Jim. All right, BJ Rain's Bronco Nation News coming up at 5 p.m. Previewing Aztecs and Boise State. What was the team, Brent? This is going back like a year probably, where Jim fought me on, like, I called him like a storied franchise.
Oh, it was the Rockies. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Rockies.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the Rockies. You idiot.
Story?
Yeah, you're like one story.
No, proud
Proud franchise.
I called him a proud friend.
And we had
they went to the World Series once.
They used to be proud.
And we had on one of their beat writers.
And he like laughed at
and
me.
I asked him, like, would you consider the Rockies a proud franchise? He's like, what are you talking about?
They're terrible.
They suck.
Well, I was just thinking about that because I'm watching the Orlando Magic, and in my head, all of a sudden, the idea of like them being a proud franchise made me laugh. There's just certain teams, they're just not up to the same par of some teams.
How did they mess up the iconic, like, mid-90s Orlando Magic jersey? Like,
were those iconic? They're mid-90s?
Did I pull a John?
I don't think they did. The Magic have iconic uniforms with Shaq and Penny.
Yes.
For like a moment.
They were awesome. You can't.
Yeah, they were good. They have the same
they
things now, but they kind of messed them up, didn't they?
They messed them up.
They did.
They still have. It's one of their alternates because they wear the blue. No, not those. I'm talking about the blue pinstripe.
Blue.
Yeah, the blue pinstripe.
They have all these blue, black, and white pinstripes. You're right. It doesn't look like it used to look.
No, the lettering could have been way
The font's
better.
different.
And with a proud franchise like that, you can't mess it up.
Proud franchise. The Orlando Magic are definitely not a proud franchise.
They're really not. There was an update to the YouTube TV ESPN saga.
I saw this. Now, hold on. How did you get your 20? Because I got to do this right now. How did you get your $20 off?
Dude, just you go to like settings and get $20 off. I mean, it's not worthy of like doing it on air during a segment. If I don't $20,
no, if I don't do it now, I will forget. So I need to do it right now.
You go to like settings and get $20 off, or just Google it and you'll find it. Anyway, the update, other than Jim trying to activate his $20 credit live on air, is according to Andrew Marchand of The Athletic, who covers TV media in sports, there is potential momentum for a YouTube ESPN deal to be finalized as the sides move closer. And this is the latest. The heads of those two companies, both Disney and Google, have now been more involved in the process. We're over 2 weeks at a standstill. Here's the sticking point, by the way. You have to read the article for the sticking point. The sticking point is that Disney wants in the YouTube TV deal their non-sports networks to also be part of the deal. We're talking about like Freeform TV. I've never heard of Freeform TV, but they want to include Freeform and two other networks as part of the deal. And YouTube's like, none of our viewers want Freeform. So that is now the sticking point. But they're getting closer. There is momentum. This per Andrew Marchand at The Athletic as Jim looks for a way to save $20 on air.
How do I do this?
I mean, I sent it to my wife.
Yeah.
You really want me to tell you right now on air?
Yeah. I mean, it should be pretty simple, right?
It should be very simple.
I go to base plan,
break.
I go to manage, and there's nothing there.
Well, maybe you've already activated it.
Maybe I did. I don't know.
I think you did, by the way. We talked about this.
No, that was only the $10 off one, not the 20. Like an extra $20.
The settings page link. The settings page link. Okay.
Okay.
Do you have a settings page link?
I don't know. Settings. I go here to settings.
Yeah. Under settings would be the settings link.
And then it says memberships. And then where do I see it?
Oh, under yours it says you're an idiot. You're not eligible, since you can't figure it out.
Okay, I'll do that later.
Let me ask this though, and I'm team YouTube TV. Why do I have to go and click on the $20 refund button? Why can't they just give me $20?
Because they make things always so difficult.
Why is it that they can automatically take the networks away, but I have to manually get my money back?
Because they're hoping that you're too lazy to actually do it. Just like when you go to, like a hardware store or something, like, oh, here, you can get this set of tools and then you can get a $100 rebate, but you have to fill out a bunch of paperwork and then mail it in and do this other stuff that people
I ain't got time
won't
for that.
do. Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. But isn't that kind of bogus? Like, and I still go back to the general point of like, I don't want the $20. I want to be able to watch like Spurs Thunder.
Yeah, and I can't watch
or Lakers Thunder
tonight because don't have ESPN on YouTube TV. I don't care how they get this done. I don't care what the sides do or whatever. The only thing I care about is when they get it done, you better not be upcharging people more money for YouTube TV because that is a easy way for people that are waiting to bail.
So would you bail?
Depends.
Be honest.
If they went
the price
from
is $5 higher,
if they went from $82 a month to $92 a month,
you're out.
I would be looking for alternatives on YouTube. Yes, or
on the internet,
or how to watch games. I might even get just cable at that point.
Right. You're saying there's a point that's going to push you out.
There will be a point that it pushes me.
But then I'm going to blame ESPN because the reason the price went up $10 is because ESPN wanted $10 more.
Yeah, screw ESPN. ESPN is the problem. They are also Disney is a problem as well.
Well, Disney owns ESPN.
Yeah, Disney, ABC, all those channels. That is a problem. The entire entity, Bob Iger, all those they are the problem.
Why can't I? And it's too convoluted. Why can't I just buy what I want? Why can't I just why is it when I go to Target, I can buy what I want? But why is it with television channels? I can't just be like, I want ESPN. I want this. I want that. I want 9 channels. Just give me the 9 channels. I'll pay $5 a channel, $45. Boom. Why can't we live in a world like that?
Because even with YouTube TV, which I do like YouTube TV a lot, but the fact that I have all of these channels,
we're not watching half of these, right?
I don't watch KPBS. I don't watch HSN.
Just surprised me there.
I don't watch. Oh, I have Pickleball TV. I don't watch.
Do we really?
I think we do. Yeah. I don't have or I don't care about BBC America. I don't care about BET. I don't care about CMT. I don't care about Fox Soul. I don't care about the Hallmark Family Channel. I don't care about IFC, MTV2, Pop. The only time I care about True TV is during March Madness.
I love that.
I don't care about stupid News Nation or the Sci-Fi
That's what I'm
Channel.
saying. They give you all this stuff and nobody's
TV
watching
Land or Bravo.
Yeah, I get it.
If you were to pick the channels that you would want, which ones would you pick?
Well, I mean, it's hard to know because I need the local channels because I would watch the NFL or college football on these ABCs, CBSs, whatever.
Right.
So I need my local channels. The problem is I just want every channel that shows sports, every single one of them in one package. The problem is it's hard to do. That was the whole point of YouTube TV. The reason I signed up initially is they had Bally Sports San Diego.
Yeah.
So they had everything I needed. They had all the national appeal plus Bally Sports San Diego. Then they told Bally to shove it. Remember that? Yeah. And that was the beginning of the end for the whole entity.
So you know what's ridiculous is that I'm looking at my membership plan here.
Mm-hmm.
And I have the base plan.
Yeah.
Just the basic.
Yeah.
And if I want to add stuff to it.
Yeah. Do it.
What I did was I created a YouTube account, or I used Aaron's YouTube account to get the discounted Sunday ticket for $35 a month.
Okay.
But without that, if I wanted to get the Sunday ticket right now
and
add it to my membership,
do it.
It's an additional $204 for the rest of the season.
Hit that button.
Hell no.
$200. The season's 10 weeks old.
I know. If I want to also then add on the Red Zone with a Sports Plus package.
How much is that?
That's another $11 a month.
What's in the Sports Plus package?
It's the NFL Red Zone.
Yeah.
Be In Sports, Fox Soccer Plus, VSiN, Outside TV Plus, Overtime, Poker Go Plus, Racer Network, FanDuel TV, Stadium, Billard TV, Sports Grid, Players TV, Fight Network, Impact Wrestling, Tennis Channel, and Willow.
I'm kind of in.
They do that because they're like, well, we want people to buy Red Zone, but we also want to have incentives to get them other channels.
Yeah.
But none of those channels I care about.
I don't say that about VSiN.
Other than VSiN, shout out Tim Murray.
That's right. All right. That was a good breakdown of the current saga right now with YouTube TV.
I wouldn't consider it a good breakdown, but
it was certainly a breakdown.
It was a breakdown of something.
We have an American League Cy Young Award winner to share on the other side. This is Jon and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by the Del Mar Thoroughbred Club. The American League Cy Young was just announced. Tariq Skubal is the winner, back-to-back seasons for him. Tonight, NBA action on San Diego Sports 760 as the Lakers take on the OKC Thunder in Oklahoma City. You can listen to that game right here at 6:30 on San Diego Sports 760. And Saturday night, San Diego State takes on Boise State at Snapdragon Stadium. 7:30 kickoff time. 5:30 pregame coverage starts right here on San Diego Sports 760. On Saturday, November 15th, it's the Uncorked Derby Days Wine Festival at Del Mar. Come out for a day of racing, food, and music and sample over 100 wines and champagnes from around the world. Uncorked at Del Mar on Saturday, November 15th.
Can I tell you why I'm glad I don't live in Oklahoma City? Like, this is the primary reason.
Because it's Oklahoma City?
No, because you just mentioned it. I'm like, oh, Lakers Thunder. If it's tonight on our station, it's definitely in LA. You're like, it's in Oklahoma City. I'm like, Jim's an idiot. So I look it up and you're right. A 6:30 Pacific start time in Oklahoma City is an 8:30, which is really like an 8:38 or 8:42 start time local. 8:30 start time.
National television, bro.
I know, but 8:30 start time. Guess what? There's a lot of national televised games in the West that don't start 8:30.
Yeah, there are. Now with the new NBC.
Not 8:30 though.
Like 8:15.
No, like 8.
Like 8:15.
How many Aztec games with slides start at like 8:10?
None. There's never been a game that
This year?
started after 7:30. I mean, with a slide, 7:30.
After
something.
8, we have lots of 8 o'clock tips. We have one like in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, basketball. You're right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm crying over spilled milk.
Why do you care about what's going on in
I'm
Oklahoma
just
City?
surprised that it would be an 8:30 start. I don't know. I don't care. But I don't like it as a fan, I'm saying.
Will you watch this game
8:30?
tonight?
No, because I have YouTube TV.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Same.
No, I would otherwise watch it. Yes, 1,000. I was Mr. NBA until they took the NBA away from me.
I know.
They just ripped it out of my household.
Well, you still have NBC, right?
Yeah, games don't start till 8:30.
I thought John was going to go like, oh, I won't want to live in OKC because, there's tornadoes and this is like,
That does scare me.
they start basketball games at 8:30.
One thing, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a tornado guy.
Most people aren't.
Why would you?
You know what I mean, though? I am not equipped to deal with someone like, yo, sirens are going off, tornado. No. Like, I don't know what to do.
Go in the basement.
I don't have one.
Just watch the movie
because we don't have tornadoes here. That's why there's no basement.
No, I know. I'm saying that thing is scary.
Have you ever watched the movie Twister? No,
yeah,
you haven't.
there's tornadoes and everyone lives or dies or something.
You nailed it.
Okay, Tariq Skubal, right? Not Tariq, even though his name is Tariq Skubal, but whatever. Has won the Cy Young back-to-back years. Now we're waiting on the National League, which I think is announced today as well, right?
Yeah, they'll be Skenes.
It's got to be Skenes. That's what I was going to say. You have Yamamoto, you have Christopher Sanchez. It's got to be Skenes. But Skubal's year was massive. 12th player ever to go back-to-back. 12th player ever to go back-to-back. So that's rarefied air, man.
That is
rarefied. Would you take him?
Yeah. He's got 1 year left on his deal, right?
Yep.
Man, he's going to cost a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
If the Tigers don't sign him, ooh, boy.
Yep.
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
What do you think he should get for a contract?
I mean, are you paying based on what he's done is always the question. Some team's going to pay based on what he's done. But is it possible to sustain this for years into the future? I say no. I mean, he's already done it a lot. Next year, he's 29, which means he's a free agent. He'll be 30 by the time he pitches for a new team. If it's 2027, someone's going to overpay, would be my guess, right? Is he going to do this for the next 5 years?
Probably not, but he's still going to be really good. I mean, Tariq Skubal, whatever.
Yep.
Garrett Crochet finished second, Hunter Brown third from the Astros. I would look at the deal that Yamamoto got. Was it 325?
Yeah, 325. Yeah.
And I would say at 100 mil.
You're probably right. I mean, the Yamamoto deal has worked out pretty well. He was worth it.
100% is worth it.
He's worth it. I thought it was a lot of money, and then you watch how it's played out.
You got to make him the highest paid pitcher in the history of baseball. Yeah. If they lose him,
well, he's gone, right?
Yeah, I mean,
the Tigers are going to be the teams that give him $400 million. I know we heard Scott Boras earlier. I guess that's the hope from their fan base, but that's a lot of money.
I mean, what could you get back in a trade for Tarek Skubal
And
at the trade deadline?
The deadline, that's interesting. You're renting the player.
But what if he's like 10-1 with like a 1.5 ERA?
Then a lot you get. And right now you could get a lot more. Full year of control at a controllable
but
number.
This is what baseball doesn't want. And this is why there's going to be a lockout. Because they want these teams with these superstars to stay with those teams. It's almost like the basketball. They want the NBA version where the team has an opportunity to pay more money than anybody else. But in baseball, there will never be a salary cap. There will never be a limit on how much you can give a player. So they can't have that. So the Tigers, who have drafted, developed Tarek Skubal, aren't going to be able to compete with like the Mets, the Yankees, the Dodgers, or the whoever else, right? Because they can't pay him.
You saw the NJ.com report from Randy Miller, that's from an anonymous Pirates teammate that says, trust me, he wants to play for the Yankees. I've heard him say it multiple times, talking about Paul Skenes now.
I was talking about Skenes.
And that is an actual beat reporter for the Yankees who has been told, this was published today, trust me, he wants to play for the Yankees. I've heard it multiple times. Now, this is an anonymous teammate, someone that plays for the Pirates, per Randy Miller, NJ.com, that covers the Yankees.
Do you blame him, though?
No, I don't blame him at all. And I believe it to probably be accurate, would be my guess. Now, if I'm Pittsburgh, that you still have him under your control. So just because he's going to be a Yankee in 4 years doesn't mean he has to be a Yankee now. Question for the Pirates is, can you win with Skenes? Detroit's answered the question about winning. They've won with Skubal. They've gotten to the postseason. Pittsburgh hasn't done that.
No.
But you're right. The larger question is, what are you going to do about Skenes the second he makes his debut? Everyone's like, Yankees. What are you going to do about Skubal? Dodger. It's like if you're not in one of these like 5 markets, everyone always just positions these players for one of these other 5 teams.
That's why you got to sign these guys early. But you're also going to see all these guys not taking the money because they know they don't want to be stuck in a bad situation, and they don't want to, sign a deal that they could end up down the line making more money. Like you look at Jackson Merrill. Like Jackson Merrill's kind of like an outlier. When he signed his deal with the Padres, he could have easily waited it out.
Yep.
And he could have made way more money.
Yeah, probably.
But he said, nah, I want to be here. And he signed a pretty team-friendly deal. But that's not every player. Like Paul Skenes and Skubal, like those guys are being advised, hey man, Skenes right now under his belt, he's going to have a Cy Young and a Rookie of the Year, and his ERA lifetime is sub-2. And he's on one of the worst teams playing for the worst franchise in all of professional baseball.
Now, you could always blow your arm out.
Could.
But I wouldn't sign with the Pirates if they offered me a blank check if I was Paul Skenes. They've shown nothing to me in my lifetime. Okay, I'm in my 40s. They've shown nothing to me in my lifetime. They were awesome in the 70s. Mm-hmm. They've shown nothing to me for 40 years to be considered an organization that has a desire to win.
Yeah, unless they go out and they're going to have to overpay for whoever is out there.
Yeah.
Like massively overpay. And even if they do that, they still need to have have guys to be developed through their system that actually hit.
Yep.
And I just think the Pirates is get ready for this, Scott Boras. The Pirates organization is a sinking ship.
Ooh, I like that. Right?
The sinking pirate ship.
It's been sinking for forever. How can you have as many top picks as they've had and not build around? It's not just Skenes, but just in general.
Yeah, the owner is a joke.
They don't invest. They don't spend.
Yeah, thank goodness that Pittsburgh has a football team there to cover and a hockey team,
and some of the most
and college as well,
and some of the most successful football and hockey franchises ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yet the Pirates haven't gotten their act together in 45 years.
Like no one's talking about the Pirates.
Will Skenes, even if he lasted out this deal, which is 4 more years, would he pitch in a postseason game?
I already said no.
Even with, I agree, probably.
And I feel bad for, Pirates fans love.
Do they exist?
They do exist because they were all up in my mentions when I was talking about Jackson Merrill should have been Rookie of the Year last year.
Right.
And I said, look, man, I'm sorry, but at least Jackson Merrill will be playing meaningful games. Paul Skenes won't pitch in one meaningful game in his entire career in Pittsburgh. And
they didn't like that.
They did not.
But you were right.
I am right on this one. If Paul Skenes pitches in a meaningful game, it will be with another team.
Oh, he'll pitch in a meaningful game in his career. I will promise you, a lot of them.
But that's the thing is, like, Skenes is great right now. Will he continue to be great?
That's always the question.
5 years down the line.
That's always the question, dude. That's exactly right.
That's why if I were him, if the Pirates don't do something significant this offseason, I am demanding a trade.
Yeah, because you only have so much time. Now I will say he's 23.
Now, they could trade him to like Miami, right? And that's the same situation.
Yeah.
Or you could play a little like, I'm taking this franchise hostage right now. And I don't think anybody would blame him, by the way. I certainly would.
Most people would back him.
Like, hey, you're trading me to the Yankees,
Right.
Like you're trading me to the Phillies or wherever.
Just think about the marketability of him and Livy Dunn. Once you get out of Pittsburgh, he's already got as much money as you're going to need. I mean, with Livy Dunn, with himself, future earnings, but you put him in New York, you put him in Los Angeles. Oh my gosh, future earnings go through the roof.
Yeah,
from a marketing perspective.
Imagine if Scott Boras was his agent.
Who is his agent? I have no idea. It's a good point. All right, we're going to give away a 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld San Diego's Christmas celebration on the other side, plus BJ Rains, Bronco Nation News. If you missed our conversation as the Aztecs get ready for the Boise State Broncos on Saturday night at 7:30, you'll hear it coming up at 5 p.m. This is Jon and Jim. All right, BJ Rains, Bronco Nation News will join us 5 p.m. Aztecs, Broncos coming up Saturday night at 7:30. Off weekend for SDFC. They'll return to action in the Western Conference semifinals a week from this upcoming Monday night. So there's still plenty of time to get ready for the Western Conference semifinals. San Diego State basketball off this weekend. They'll play Tuesday at Viejas against the Troy. What's the Troy team name, Jim?
The what?
What's Troy's name?
Troy
for San Diego State's next opponent in basketball. The Troy. It kind of makes a lot of sense.
Trojans.
Boom.
Seriously?
Jim. Yeah. The Troy Trojans.
Knew that.
You know, SC, Troy, Men of Troy, Trojans, but this is the Troy Trojans.
You know where Troy is?
Right. That's a way more important question.
That was
You know what? I'm not even positive, Brent. I'm 99% sure I know the answer, and I'll answer it after Jim gets it wrong. Where do you think the Troy Trojans? Just name like a state. There are 50 of them.
East Coast or West Coast?
Well, it's not Alaska. So
or Hawaii. We'll give you those two. So you got 48 left.
48. What state?
Is it East Coast or West Coast?
It's in the South.
What state?
It's in the South. I won't give you any more geographical clues, but it's South.
I got nothing. I can't even like guess.
Can't name a state?
I don't know. Louisiana.
Louisiana.
It's close.
Alabama.
Yes.
Dang it.
It's in
There's
Troy,
gonna come
Alabama.
a day. There's gonna come a day you're gonna miss me. It could be 100 years from now, and Aaron's gonna bring up like, "Hey, East Carolina's playing Temple," and you're gonna be like, "You know, if John Schaefer was here, he would tell me where Temple is." You know what I mean? Because I have the colleges for you.
I think there will be a day, not with Aaron, but with Aaron's father.
Correct.
Where he will have a random college football game on the television, and then he'll talk to me about it,
and you won't care.
I won't care, and then he'll probably look over at me and go, "You know what? I wish
you married John Schaefer.
I wish John Schaefer was my son-in-law instead of you."
Because he's like into college athlete, like he's like diehard, right?
Yeah,
he watches like Division II games.
100%. He watches like high school games.
Yeah, I love that.
Watches high school Division II.
Yeah,
he'll watch like the most random game ever,
like random networks.
Oh, dude, he doesn't have
sports package.
He doesn't have to worry about YouTube TV.
He
has, I don't even know what it's called, but it's like a jailbreak box.
Oh yeah, with everything on it.
And he has, I'm not kidding you, it's like thousands and thousands of different channels from different states. You can watch like the local news in
Huntsville, Alabama.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I'm on board.
So he can watch some randomness, like, yeah.
So what you're saying is he probably knows where the Troy Trojans are located.
Yeah.
So, but now the next time you see him, you can be like,
"Oh man, that team in Alabama.
Hey,
the Troy Trojans."
Yeah, you can bring it up to him and impress him.
Right.
And then he'll be like, "Aaron picked the right guy. He knows where the Troy Trojans are." She got it right. I'm so proud of my daughter.
I had some doubts, but
yeah, we pulled through.
What do you guys talk about? Not you and Aaron. You and your father-in-law.
Me and Joe?
Yeah.
Sports.
Like NFL.
Yeah, like NFL. I mean, we talk about the main ones, like NFL.
He won't text you like when the Niners lose, be like, "Niners suck."
No, he will. What did he say? He sent me something. He was like, "That's a tough one," or something. Like, he's not like the biggest texter on the planet. Like, he's the typical
like
dad.
That was a tough one, period.
That, like, you'll text him this long thing, and he'll be like,
"Okay."
He'll go, "Nice." Like,
sure.
Like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
When's the last time he texted me about the Niners? Oh yeah. So he goes, Jones. This is back in October 2nd.
Okay.
It's like, Jones looks pretty confident. Where is Purdy? I'm like, turf toe.
You just wrote back turf toe?
And I said, yeah, all their starters are hurt. They can never stay healthy. And then
he
never responded.
Who wrote turf toe?
I did.
Just turf toe? That was the end of it?
I said turf toe. And then I followed up with, yeah, all their starters are hurt. They can never stay healthy.
I'm looking at this correspondence back and forth. These are short messages.
They're very short.
These are very short.
Yeah, I'll send him like, I sent him a picture of us at Viejas one time and he just said, nice. He sent me one thing of, he sent me a Buddy Hield post one time.
And you're like, what is this about?
Well, because Buddy Hield used to play for the Sixers.
Oh, yeah. And he's like,
he's lost it. I was like, Buddy Hield sucks.
Did you text back and forth with Aaron's mom?
I do, yeah. Yeah.
Does Aaron text back and forth with your mom? I know the answer has to be yes.
Yes. Oh, you'll like this. He did text me one time randomly. He goes, watching a great documentary about the ACC tournament in the 80s.
I've seen that, Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah, I think so. Which I have not watched.
Hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
That is so funny.
You're the son-in-law he wished he always had.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Says
just trying to prepare you for like you're sitting around like a Thanksgiving. It's a Christmas. It's a Thanksgiving. It's a family thing.
Except there's one thing that I have that you don't.
I can't think of that.
A beard?
No.
Yeah.
When I mentioned the word athleticism and golf.
Oh, yeah. You have athleticism. Well, I don't know if you're an athlete. You could play golf.
I can play golf. You can't.
He plays golf?
Oh my gosh.
Then he probably loves you.
Dude, he specifically moved to like be closer to a golf course so he could join the golf course club.
So is he out? He's in retirement, right?
No, he still works.
Oh, well, I was going to like, how often is he out then golfing?
Every day.
And working?
Yeah.
Wow. I can't imagine that. Like I could never imagine telling Kristen, hey, honey, I'll be back in
all of his jobs,
6.5 hours.
All of his jobs are like remote. So he has an office and he can do all his jobs just on the computer. He'll finish like the work or he'll go play golf and then do work but
he's married. So like, could you tell Aaron, hey, Aaron, every day, I'm not working. I've quit my job, but I'm going to play golf every day. Would she be cool with that?
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
No.
Yeah, Kristen would be like, oh no, let's hang out. I'm like, I'm playing golf.
Joe's a different breed, man. Joe, like,
it's like a different generation.
Like Aaron's mom, she'll be like, hey, Joe, do you want to go somewhere? And he'll be like, no, I'm going golfing.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like it's like, no, I'm golfing.
Yeah, see, I can't do that.
Like it's
like if I told Kristen, like if Kristen's like, hey, do you want to go to the Christmas Nutcracker celebration downtown? And I'm like, no, I'm going to watch Troy.
That's not flying with
you. Yeah, like she won't allow me to do that.
Joe Gaynor, he has his own set of rules. He has a timetable, a timeline, and it's golf. If something is in round golf, like we're golfing.
What's his handicap?
It's very good. I don't know exactly what it is.
I would think if you're playing as often as he plays.
It's good. He has a customized golf cart that he just drives to the golf course.
Wow.
Yeah. He also, when we visited their new house, it was like a rainy, cold day.
Yeah.
And the night before, I knew it was going to be just bad weather, but we had to power through and we had to golf at like 6 a.m.
In the rain?
That was the only time available. And it was like, we got to golf.
So he golfs even in the weather.
Yeah.
You see, I'm out.
It's you're never in.
True, but I know I'm out if it's bad. Like I'm definitely in my head. I'm like, oh, that's cool. It's 75 and sunny. I'm at Torrey. That sounds cool. If it's like wind whipping, 54, rain sideways, I'm out.
Ironically, I actually played really well that round.
Did you?
It was kind of weird. Like there was a stretch of holes where it was awful. But like to start out with, I mean, when you go out golf, like if you don't warm up, first hole, it's like semi-raining. It's really cold. You can't feel your fingers. You haven't taken a practice swing. You're like, this is going sideways.
So can you beat him straight up? Like if you won, you versus Joe?
I don't think I've beaten Joe.
If you could, would he be mad? Would you like?
We never like played against each other.
Oh, we gotta televise this thing, man. The match. Get this thing on TNT like Plus or something.
Joe's good. Joe's very good. But yeah, golf is life, man.
Send the segment
for Joe Gaynor.
Send the segment to him. All right, call right now if you want a free 4-pack of tickets to SeaWorld San Diego's Christmas celebration. Call right now, 877-767-4760, caller 6. You have 4 free tickets. 877-767-4760, Twinkling Lights, meet Ocean Delights, November 14th through January 4th. You can experience the magic of the season and meet incredible animals like belugas, penguins, and sea otters. Plus, check out a winter wonderland with a million dazzling lights and the all-new Clyde and Seymour's Christmas. Tickets and more, SeaWorldSanDiego.com. Everyone wants to go, 4-pack of tickets, 877-767-4760. We will turn our attention to Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium. This showdown in the Mountain West between the Aztecs and the Broncos. Rivalry renewed. BJ Rains, Bronco Nation News on the other side to kick off the final hour of Jon and Jim on San Diego Sports 760 and live on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, this update is brought to you by the California Secretary of State. We'll start with the.
What did you say? Secretary?
I said secretary, but I meant secretary. You're like, what?
Carry on.
Lakers and Thunder tonight, 6:30 tip time in Oklahoma City. You can listen to that game right here on San Diego Sports 760. And Aztecs and Boise State Saturday night at Snapdragon Stadium. The battle for first place in the Mountain West Conference. 7:30 kickoff, 5:30 pregame right here on San Diego Sports 760. It's a fact that every California ballot is verified, counted, and secured. Accuracy comes first. When results take time, it means your vote is being counted right. Have questions? Visit sos.ca.gov. A message from the California Secretary of State.
Getting you all set for that drive home. Let's just start the show. Here's Jon and Jim.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? Final hour of Jon and Jim with you until 6 p.m. Jim's back page is ahead. We'll have much more on Paul Skenes being announced the NL unanimous Cy Young Award winner coming up. But if you missed BJ Rain's Bronco Nation News, he was with us earlier, getting us ready for San Diego State and Boise State. We started the conversation by asking if he feels the same way we do, which is the winner of this game is likely in the championship game, and the loser of this game is likely on the outside looking in.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And I appreciate you guys having me on as always. I'm looking forward to get out there this weekend. But, yeah, I mean, if you win, it's pretty easy, I think, for both these teams in terms of the path. And Boise State's players have been kind of talking about that this week. And, in fact, today they were saying, hey, you know, we're not where we want to be 6-3, but we can see that if we know that if we win these last three games, we're, you know, not only in the championship game, but hosting it. And San Diego State's saying the same thing. So, obviously, there's a ton in play. I mean, I don't know if you guys, I mean, maybe you guys can remember, but I don't remember a time with 3 weeks left in the season like this where you still have, I think, 7 teams within one game of first place. I mean, it's pretty crazy with all the 2-loss teams that are sitting out there right now and the tiebreakers. You go crazy trying to figure out what needs to happen for this and this. But the easiest one is, yeah, whoever wins, they're in a great spot to get to the game and then win their last 2 games and they're going to host the game. So, yeah, massive game this late in the season for both sides, and maybe not one that a lot of people thought when the season started would have these stakes, you know, on the line, but certainly that's what it's turned out. It's a massive game on Saturday.
What's the impact of not having Maddox Matson for Boise State this weekend?
Well, we'll find out Saturday, but if you go off the Fresno game, not good. I mean, the backup Max Cutforth came in, was not great in that game. They really struggled to run the football as well, and that really caused a lot of the problems because they were in a lot of third and long situations. And I know San Diego State is obviously very good at stopping the run, and so that's going to be an issue for Boise State because they've got, you know, kind of a 3-headed back, you know, monster in the backfield, but they've got to be able to run the football. When they don't run the football and they're in third and long, it's not great, and particularly for a quarterback that's making his first career start. I mean, he's got a lot on his plate this week. I mean, Max Cutforth is the first Treasure Valley native, you know, Boise area kid to start at quarterback for Boise State since 1992. And he came in as a walk-on, earned a scholarship, and it's kind of a cool story, but I mean, he wasn't highly recruited and hasn't particularly played well when he's gotten in there in limited action. In that Fresno State game, they had one of their worst offensive games in the history of Boise State football. I mean, and they just couldn't move the ball at all and got booed off the field at home last week. And he just really struggled, only passing for 106 yards. So, you know, they had the bye week. He's had 2 weeks knowing he's the starter. He's been able to prepare. We talked to him yesterday. He's a confident kid. He says he's ready to go, and we'll certainly see what that looks like on Saturday. But if you just go off the Fresno State tape, he did not play particularly good. The offense really couldn't move the ball, and it was frankly pretty ugly on offense.
BJ Rains covers the Broncos Nation News. Bronco Nation News with us right now on Jon and Jim. Everyone knew replacing Ashton Jeanty, you can. I mean, there's an impossibility to that, but they have, like you mentioned, a trio of running backs, and they've always built their offense around running the football. Can you explain the dynamic and how it's played out? Because I know Spencer Danielson, the head coach of Boise State this week, said that one of their tailbacks is out of Southern California, Dylan Riley. It was almost unacceptable, the number of carries or the lack of carries he got against Fresno State. I look at Riley's numbers. He's averaging over 7 yards per carry, but only has 100 carries on the season. What's the dynamic that's playing out?
Yeah, we actually talked to Dylan Riley today. He's going to have a ton of family and friends at the game. He's got a very interesting story. Actually, his dad passed away over the summer, and so he's had, you know, kind of been playing in his dad's memory all season, and that's been a big focal point for him. And he's going back home with a lot of other family and friends that are expected to be back at the game. He said it's maybe an hour and a half or so. Wasn't exactly sure, but pretty close to where he's from. And actually had an offer from San Diego State and Fresno State. And then Boise State came in late and they got him. But, this is a huge homecoming game for him and for his family. And obviously his family's had a lot of hardship going on. The stats are pretty, he started the season as like the fourth string running back, to be completely honest. He the true freshman last year played a little bit, but, they had Gaines back. They brought in Sherrod from Fresno State. They had Breezy Dubar. I mean, he was third or fourth string on the depth chart to start the season. Then Breezy Dubar got hurt. Then in a couple blowouts, Dylan Riley did really good getting some carries, and they started giving him more action. Next thing you know, he has 5 touchdowns against Air Force, and he's kind of become out of nowhere as the main guy here. Maybe I shouldn't say out of nowhere. Everybody knew he was a solid player, but just didn't expect him this quickly to surpass Sherrod or Gaines. And so they kind of go ride the hot hand. They kind of give whoever's doing well the carries and keep it at that. But the stats are pretty glaring. It's when Dylan Riley gets at least 8 carries in a game, Boise State's 5-0, and when he has less than 8, they're 0-3, I think it is. So, he needs to get the ball there. He had 6 carries and 7 carries in their losses, and so when he gets the ball, they win. I asked Spencer about that. He said it was unacceptable, can't happen, won't happen again. The offensive coordinator called it common sense. I don't know why. If it's common sense, they aren't doing it then. But they need to get him the ball more. And talking to him today, it sounds like he's ready for a bigger workload. But they kind of go into each game and kind of have a different guy every game. And we'll see if it's Riley. They seem to think that it needs to be him. But, we'll find out Saturday night.
What's been your impression of San Diego State just this season and what Sean Lewis has been able to do in just, a year and a half here at San Diego State, getting them back to a position where they're competing for a Mountain West Conference championship?
Well, I've been a big supporter of Sean Lewis and that hire since the day it happened. I really liked the hire. He was a candidate that I know Boise State had interviewed and talked to before they hired Spencer Danielson. And I thought that he got a raw deal at Colorado, and I really liked what he did at Kent State. And I've said numerous times, whether it be at football media days and things, and we've had him on our show, and I said I really thought they were kind of a sleeping giant down there. And I thought there's no reason with that stadium and the city they have to recruit to and everything else, and you see the passion of the fan base for basketball. I just think there's no reason why they can't be a very successful football program again on a yearly basis. And I love the hire. I thought that in the next year or two, they were really going to take off. Did it happen a little sooner? Maybe if I would have had to, put money down when I thought it was going to happen, it took maybe a little bit quicker, but you can go back and watch all of our shows from media days. I was very high on the hire, very high on San Diego State coming into this season as well. So I'm not shocked that they're where they're at. I thought it would happen at some point, maybe a little bit sooner than I would have thought, but it's been pretty impressive. I mean, speaking of shocked, I guess I was shocked by the score in on the islands, last weekend. That obviously kind of, wasn't expected and put a little damper, I guess, in terms of the game, in terms from the perspective of the CFP on the line and things like that for San Diego State. But no, I think he's doing a tremendous job. I think they're on the right track there, certainly. And I think that, their combination of football and basketball, what Boise State's got going on right now in both, I think you can make a strong case, obviously, that those are the top 2 teams that are going to anchor this new Pac-12 conference here moving forward.
It's almost like, I agree with you. I think Boise State and San Diego State being good is obviously critically important, not just to the Mountain West right now, but certainly the future of the Pac-12 beginning in 2026. BJ Rains, Bronco Nation News, with us right now on Jon and Jim. It's funny, you mentioned the Hawaii game, and I was there, and I'm sure you saw some of it. It was played in a torrential downpour, basically a tropical storm. Is what it was played in. This weekend, you wouldn't necessarily expect it, but we might be.
Tropical storm is on.
It could be, a tropical storm here in Southern California. What's the impact, in your opinion, when you get into a game like that? Obviously, Boise at times is going to play in weather. It's very rare, traditionally, for San Diego State. But what impact, if any, could you see it having on this weekend?
So I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but back in August, Boise State was practicing outdoor in fall camp on their outdoor practice field. About 20 minutes into practice, the horn sounded. Spencer Danielson called the team in, and he said, guys, we're in a light. It was a perfectly blue sky, not a cloud in the sky. And it's like an 80-degree day in August. And he said, guys, we're in a lightning delay. We've got to go back to the locker room. And they go back to the locker room. They take about a 30 or 40-minute break. And when they come back out of the locker room to practice, they had installed sprinklers, and they had all kinds of assistant coaches with and managers with huge fire hoses. And they basically created a torrential rainpour on a perfectly blue day. on the blue turf, and they had a 2-hour practice in the pouring down rain on a blue sky day, and they had fake thunder and lightning coming over the speakers, and it was the funniest thing. And I'm sure some people probably kind of laughed at them for it, but they were like just literally practicing and made and simulated rain, and because they just didn't have any, and they needed to have a day and have quarterbacks throw in the rain and have receivers try to catch the ball in the rain, and they're just getting pelted with fire hose and water and trying to practice. And I bring that up because like that may actually come into play on Saturday. Like they actually prepared to have a delay, or they prepared to play in rough weather, and we'll see. I mean, they haven't had a lot of issues. They've had a practice or two this year where it's sprinkled, but I mean, they haven't had any games that I can recall, and I've been at every game where it was just, torrential rain or downpour during the game. So it would be the first, obviously, of the season. But, frankly, in terms of Boise State wanting to rely on the run in this game and, a young quarterback that, I think if you can make this a lower scoring kind of defensive, sloppy game and ball control and running the football, I mean, Boise State would feel pretty good about that if they can, with their running backs and their offensive line, if they have to run the football a lot. I think that's what they want to try to do anyway, but I think that rain would probably help them a little bit from that standpoint. But we'll certainly find out on Saturday. Disappointing for sure. A lot of Boise State fans are making the trip, and it's always one you kind of circle in terms of the weather and getting down there. And I love the stadium down there, and hopefully the rain will be out of there by Saturday night. But if that's the case, certainly I think could impact the game. But I do think the running game and what Boise State wants to lean on anyway might help them a little bit.
It's crazy because we've had a gorgeous fall. Like I'm just thinking about the last 2 months. I can't remember anything.
Oh, don't make me sick. I looked at the 10-day forecast for literally Monday on after we leave, and there's not a cloud in the sky for the next 10 days. So.
That's great.
San Diego, I know. It's interesting. It'll be interesting to see the role that it plays. A note is that San Diego State had not started a game in rain before last weekend since 2018. And now they might go back-to-back weeks starting games in rain. And not just rain. I mean, last weekend it really came down. And this weekend there's a scenario where that happens again. BJ, safe travels. We'll see you at the stadium on Saturday. Looking forward to the game and appreciate you joining us here in San Diego.
Always a pleasure, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see you in a couple days.
All right, good stuff. BJ Rain, San Diego State, Boise State. Under the lights,
under the rain,
potentially. We'll see what happens. I mean, is it heavy? Is it light? Is it during the game? Is it before the game? I mean, who knows? But yeah, it could absolutely have an impact. This is the only grass field in the Mountain West. It's one of the few grass fields remaining in college football, truthfully. So Boise, I know this week was already practicing outside. They never practice outside because their outdoor facility is grass. Their indoor is turf. This is the only time they're playing on grass this year. Boise State is this weekend in Southern California. So there's all kinds of dynamics at play, and pregame coverage begins at 5:30 right here, San Diego Sports 760.
Yes, it does.
Paul Skenes has won the National League Cy Young. We will react to that on the other side. So Rookie of the Year, followed by Cy Young.
Is that good?
For Paul Skenes, he's one of a handful in the history of the game to ever accomplish that feat. We'll react to that on the other side. Jim's back page is still ahead. We are here until 6 p.m. This is Jon and Jim, San Diego Sports 760, and live on the iHeartRadio app. All right, San Diego Sports 760 has 13 chances to win $1,000 every weekday. It's the bonus box giveaway every hour, 6 a.m. through 6 p.m. Listen for the keyword entered at sportssd.com. Next chance to win $1,000 coming up, 6 p.m. Paul Skenes, have you heard the name?
Sounds familiar.
Young pitcher for the Pittsburgh Pirates has burst onto the scene and won the Cy Young after winning the Rookie of the Year over Jackson Merrill in 2024. He wins the Cy Young unanimously in the National League. And he has taken baseball by storm. He's 23 years of age. Now, he's never pitched in a meaningful game, and I do agree with that. And who knows what his future holds. But right now, you're looking at one of the best pitchers ever, really, to start a major league career. His 2-year total, sub-2 ERA, that's one of the best starts by any pitcher in Major League Baseball's modern history, basically, Paul Skenes. It's been good.
What's the comparable?
I have no idea. In modern baseball, I don't know. Are there comparables all the time? I would assume.
Like Kershaw didn't really
pop
this until year 4. Actually, he did pretty well, but like he didn't win any. He didn't win Rookie of the Year. He won a Cy Young in year number 4. So he, 2008 was his rookie year. And then 23 years old, he won his first Cy Young.
Okay.
Maybe.
I mean, there's guys that burst onto the scene like Doc Gooden.
It's a good name.
Kerry Wood.
It's a good name.
But back-to-back years, that's when the list gets shrunk down, right?
Yeah.
Fernando Mania.
Yeah.
But again, when you do it back-to-back years.
Yeah. I mean, Rookie of the Year, Cy Young, back-to-back seasons. The Pirates have this like. Have you ever seen the meme of the Lamborghini parked next to like a trailer house?
Okay, yeah.
Like in a trailer park.
That's what they're dealing with.
That's exactly what this is. It's a Lambo parked next to a trailer house.
Yeah. How can you screw this up? We've already watched.
Oh, they could screw it up. They're the Pittsburgh Pirates.
It's been screwed up. I mean, how could you have a 1.97 combined ERA in 2 years and be as bad as the Pirates have been?
They're not even competitive.
Right. So, yeah, this is a fascinating one because a lot of times players end up getting dealt in like with a year and a half to go before they're a free agent, right? But it's very rare. Even Soto, for example, he had 2.5 years in his deal when he ended up in San Diego. If Skenes gets moved this year, and there'll be chatter and there'll be serious discussion about it if they're not good, and they won't be, he'll have 3.5 years on his deal if he gets moved this year. I mean, that's so much time. That's so rare to see a player get moved with 3.5 years on his deal. But I think we might be heading towards that. That would be my guess.
So it's crazy when you look at Paul Skenes and his years. Last year he was 11-3. This year he was 10-10. He's 21-13 overall in his career,
which by Pittsburgh standards is like amazing. 21-13. But yeah, I get your point.
And that's in 55 starts. So in 55 starts, he has 34 wins. Decisions and 21 wins in 55 starts.
If he spends his whole career in Pittsburgh, he's going to win like 99 games. You know, I mean,
he will be. I got something in my throat. Don't you just hate that?
I don't know what to do with you.
You ship me off to Timbuktu.
What'd you say?
Ship me off.
Oh, shipped.
Yeah, ship me off.
You have a lot of it for being a radio host. You have a lot of like vocal related problems, like sneezing constantly, sick,
correct,
can't speak, yada yada yada.
Well, sometimes when you speak and there's something in your throat and you got to like clear your throat.
Have that Coca-Cola I bought for you.
I have water here. That's a little better.
It is, but that Coke give a little.
But if I drink Coke, I'm gonna start burping. You know it.
What were you trying to say?
I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
No, it was good.
Oh, we might see a situation where Paul Skenes. Jeez, I can't say anything.
He'll never make his point.
I can't get to this damn effing point.
Here's the best point I've ever made in my career. He drops dead.
And it's about Paul Skenes
to San Diego.
No. The number for pitchers to get to the Hall of Fame as far as wins go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 200. And nowadays,
down, yeah.
It used to be 300, like
Now
automatic.
it's
Now it's like 180. It's like,
but not 100. Right?
What's Paul Skenes going to end up with at the end of his career?
Now he's still young. You know what I mean? But you're right. 21 wins is not a lot through 2 years.
No.
For a Hall of Fame pitcher.
But will the wins matter?
I don't think so.
Will it be like it is in today's baseball where wins don't matter for starting pitchers? 10-10 back 20 years ago, if you're 10-10, you're not sniffing a Cy Young.
Right.
Like every Cy Young Award winner back in the day, it was like 21 wins, 22 wins.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it was about wins and not about everything else. You saw guys with 20 wins and a 3-something ERA win Cy Youngs.
Okay, so Kershaw goes 223 and 96 in his career with a 2.5.
Yeah.
Awesome. No question. Forget any other
first ballot.
I don't want to talk about anything else right now. Yeah. But let's say, fast forward now to the next generation, which is Paul Skenes. Let's say he won 110 games.
Okay.
Because the game has changed, to your point. And let's say he doesn't have the same length of career. This is a long career from Kershaw. Let's say over 13 years, he wins 110 games. He's 110 and 78.
But he has a
2.53.
2.53. And how many does he have? 2 Cy Youngs, 3 Cy Youngs? I mean, he's got to win multiple.
Yeah, multiple. Maybe. He's got to be in, right? With 110 wins and a 2.53 ERA and 2+ Cy Youngs. But if he's in, you know who else is in? Blake Snell.
Is he? 2 Cy Youngs?
2 Cy Youngs, 100 wins. So that's the problem. Can you do that? Because Blake Snell, now again, he doesn't have a 2.5 lifetime ERA, nowhere close, I'm assuming. But Blake Snell is 81 and 62 with a 3.15 and 2 Cy Youngs. 81, 62, 3.15.
That's crazy.
Again, he's only going to win 100 games in his career. He's not a Hall of Famer.
No.
Correct? But wouldn't you say that Paul Skenes, if he did at 110 wins, he's Hall of Famer?
The theory, though, is Paul Skenes will not be in Pittsburgh his entire career.
Yeah, he'll win more games.
So he'll go somewhere where he'll win more games.
Yes, I would agree with that, but I would be very surprised. Would you agree? I'd be shocked if he won 200 games. I just think it's going to be hard for guys to win 200 games.
Do the math because you're good at it. So he's averaging
10.5 wins.
About 10.5 wins per season.
How many? What's 15 years?
20 years to get
20 years for 200.
200 if he averages 10.
Yeah, which
wins.
Of course he won't pitch 20 years. I wouldn't. Most people don't pitch 20 years. Maybe he could. Guys like Kershaw can and Verlander can and Scherzer can. So maybe. And he is young. He's only 23. But yeah, I think it's less about wins to your overall point. But is there a number you have to get to? Because I think, again, if he gets in with 120 wins, then does that open the Pandora's box for Blake Snell?
Justin Verlander has won
over 200.
How many?
250.
266.
Yeah. Big number. But he's not touching 300, right?
No. Because he's done after next year, potentially.
No, he's not touching.
But he had some big years here. His 2011 season when he won Cy Young and MVP.
Yeah.
24-5 with a 2.4 ERA. He won the Triple Crown in pitching. He had a 2.4 ERA, 251 innings pitched, 250 strikeouts.
Yeah, crazy.
0.9 whip, 8.6 WAR that year. That's crazy.
So let me ask you this. What does it take? So what are you looking for out of a starting pitcher to determine Hall of Fame candidacy? Isn't that a good question?
It's not wins anymore. I think in baseball, awards have to matter.
Okay, so you're looking for compiling awards. I agree.
I think awards like the MVP and the Cy Young, if you are a 2-time MVP winner and like a 7 or 8-time All-Star, but you only played 10 seasons in the big leagues, how are you not a Hall?
Right. Because you dominated your era.
Right. How are you not a Hall of Famer? I know it's the longevity aspect of the Baseball Hall of Fame, but at some point, the Hall of Fame and all their old-time, voters are going to become a younger generation.
Yeah.
So I think, like a perfect example, Buster Posey.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have the numbers.
Yeah.
He has 1,500 hits.
But he's got championships.
He's got 3 World Series. He has the Rookie of the Year, and he has an MVP.
Yeah. He's probably a good candidate in modern baseball.
I always think of Buster as a guy that I'm like, when he becomes eligible for the Hall of Fame, what's
the first ballot?
What's his candidacy going to be because he doesn't have the gaudy numbers, but he's a lifetime 300 hitter. He's a World Series champion 3 times over. He's like a 9 or 10 time All-Star.
831 career OPS is massive for his position.
He's a Silver Slugger, Rookie of the Year, Gold Glover behind the plate as a catcher, MVP.
I can make a very compelling argument he'd be a Hall of Famer, even without the sheer volume of stats.
See,
this might be more like the modern Hall of Famer.
Like I love Steve Hartman. Steve Hartman would tell you Buster Posey's not a Hall of Famer.
Of course he would.
Steve Hartman is. No, he wouldn't.
No, of course he would tell you he's not.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Hartman is like the old guard.
Yep.
We need to move towards the new guard. And I feel like guys like Buster and potentially Paul Skenes in the future, when their win total isn't this gaudy 250, right. 300 wins.
Or the hit total, the home run total.
Home run total. Like, can we all agree that some of these guys are just like we can watch and say, yeah, the guy's a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, we can discuss more on the other side. Plus Jim's back page here until 6, Jon and Jim.
This update's brought to you by Aleve. We'll start in the NBA tonight. Lakers and Thunder tip off at 6:30. You can hear that action right here on San Diego Sports 760. And this weekend, Saturday night, San Diego State takes on Boise State at Snapdragon Stadium. 7:30 kickoff. Our pregame coverage starts at 5:30. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day with just one pill. Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Steve Hartman would be proud of this conversation. Not that he's like not living.
He's still alive. Yeah.
But like we just spent a segment on the Hall of Fame.
Oh, Steve Hartman.
Which Steve's had some Hall of Fame segments.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. There's been a segment or two on the Hall of Fame.
Oh my gosh.
Across all sports.
He's going to be,
if you're listening, Steve,
intently paying attention to the Phillip Rivers Hall of Fame.
Oh,
whenever that, gets taken care of.
I don't know when that gets taken care of, but yeah, he's intently paying attention to a lot of that. But yeah, the overall idea that like we're in a new world, so you got to adapt Hall of Fames because of it. I do agree with that general point. I mean, baseball looks way different today than it looked like 15 years ago. So you're gonna have to adapt because it does. It looks different. Wins aren't near as important.
If you don't adapt, you're not going to get anybody in the Hall of Fame anymore.
There'll be a Hall of Fame with no starting pitchers ever again.
Right.
I mean, is the last starting pitcher getting in Clayton Kershaw? That makes no sense.
Verlander, Scherzer.
Verlander, yeah. I mean, but is that the last? Because you're going to look at we're going to look up in 20 years, Jim. And after those three, there'll be like an outlier with like 195 wins. And then there'll be a group with like 120 wins. Like there's going to be no one. There's going to be no one with 200 wins in a career.
Right.
None of them.
It'll be interesting just to like test out this theory a little bit here. And also to like test the baseball voters.
Yeah.
If Shohei Ohtani retired right now, is he a Hall of Famer?
It's not even close. You know the answer.
I know the answer.
It's not even close.
But like
first ballot, unanimous.
Look, I know. I'm just saying, like, look at his numbers.
Yeah, his compiled stats. Yeah, of course. I mean, they're not finished. I mean, your point's valid. He's not a finished statistical product.
No.
From a Hall of Fame candidacy perspective. 280 home runs. You're right. That's not by baseball standards enough. And of course, he has no wins as a pitcher, right? How many does he have? How many wins? None. 39 career wins. I mean, come on. With a three even ERA.
So he's going to be a 4-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, 2-time World Series champion.
He would be close to unanimously in, if not unanimously in, if he announced tomorrow on X in Japanese or English that he has retired from the sport. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And that to me is twofold. A, I do think people would then realize we got to change our look at the numbers. And secondly, the Shohei Ohtani rules. It's just Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
And sorry, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame.
Baseball bends over backwards for this guy. And it's like the greatest player we've seen in the history of the sport. Is he the best player in the sport now that he's pitching? Yeah, he is. But it would be an interesting case study.
I'll give you another one.
If he retired right now, because 280 home runs, Hall of Famer?
I'll give you another one.
And he doesn't play a position other than pitcher?
I'll give you another one. He retires tomorrow, Aaron Judge. I mean, you have to say yes. The numbers wouldn't fully support it, but the numbers do kind of support it because it's more of your point. He was dominant in the period in which he played, utterly dominant.
He's going to win another MVP. He's going to be a 3-time MVP, and he's also Rookie of the Year.
But 368 home runs is not a massive career number.
But it's more than Shohei.
That's why I think both of them would be in. Now, they're both going to compile ridiculous numbers. Ohtani is relatively young. Judge is older than him, right? Yeah, Judge is 33. He'll be 34 next season. So they're both going to be in. They're not retiring, either of them.
Manny retired right now. Is he a Hall of Famer? 369 home runs, 2,069 hits.
Honestly, dude,
never won an individual award.
Here's the thing. Probably not. So what Ohtani and Judge have done is more to what you were speaking to, which is like, dude, you did it in a big way with MVPs and awards and championships.
Accolades, yeah.
Accolades. Where, Manny, your path to the Hall of Fame is by compiling.
Yeah, only way.
And by the way, it's a real path because you just said how many career home? 369. This guy's going to play in the major leagues a long time still.
Who, Manny?
Manny.
Yeah. No,
369 home runs.
Manny has, 369. You're right.
I mean, dude, 20 home runs a year for 5 years. He's at 469. 20.
Right.
So, and then also how many hits over 2,000? I mean, 150 hits a year for the next 5 years. He's pushing 2,800. I think Manny gets in by compiling the numbers, not because of accolades. I think Ohtani and Judge are in right now. I love that point because I think if Manny retired tomorrow, I don't think he makes it. I think it would take a long, long time for him to garner consideration to make the Hall of Fame if he retired tomorrow. Like, I don't see that. Tatis, by the way, good luck. You know?
Oh, Tatis never.
Like Toddy? I mean, because you've got popped and because you haven't compiled anything?
No, never.
Right?
I like this game.
Is there another
I'm trying to think. Is
player
there
you wanna-
another player that if they retired right now?
Freeman in? No question. Zero question in my mind. You just have to
Really?
say the name. Zero question. MVP, here's my guess. MVP, 400 plus home runs, World Series MVP, multiple time champion. How do you keep him out?
He's an MVP, 367 home runs.
I thought it was 400 plus.
He is a
Career-
nine-time All-Star.
Let me guess his career batting average, well over 300.
3-time World Series winner. He is a on-the-nose 300 career hitter.
I got a lean yes, don't you?
I got one for you.
Trout?
No.
What would you say to Trout? Retires tomorrow.
I'll get to Trout in a second. Mookie Betts.
I mean, if he retired tomorrow, my brain says yes. He's got 4 rings, right?
4 rings, MVP, 8-time All-Star, 7-time Silver Slugger,
How many hits and home runs?
6-time Gold Glove. He has 291 home runs and 1,700 hits. He's a 290 career hitter.
Oh, but like, who's going to keep him out? You know what I mean? Like, what's the not going to be?
Mike Trout.
Trout's a yes, right? Is he over 400? He's over 400, isn't he? Or did he not?
He's got 404 home runs, 1,700 hits. He is a 3-time MVP, 11-time All-Star, Rookie of the Year.
I say yes.
He's Hall of Famer.
I say yes.
Like he's not a French guy.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of I got one.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper.
Would Harper need to do anything more? He's a 2-time MVP, right? 2-time MVP. I'm guessing he's sitting 350 to 400 home runs.
363, 1,800 hits, 2-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, 8-time All-Star.
Well, you're letting one in, Harper Machado, and you're a voter. Who are you letting in? I mean, that's
Harper,
easy.
not close.
So I would say he's close. He's very close.
Yeah.
You know, wouldn't you say that?
Yeah, for sure.
Again, all of these guys have such long careers in front of them. We haven't mentioned anyone that's career is almost over. Maybe Trout.
Trout's probably
because of injury.
Closest. I want to see. Is there anybody else?
I love that game.
I need more.
I'm kidding.
Max Muncy.
I mean, more.
Just go.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
It's a very fun game. Yeah. Again, it's like I'm all for letting guys in based on accolades. I am. If they'd done it over like a 6 or 8 or 10 year stretch.
What about Acuna?
No, I wouldn't say Acuna is a Hall of Famer today in my head.
He's an MVP, Rookie of the Year.
He's missed so much time. He can't have more than 200 something home runs and 1,400 hits.
He has 900 hits and 186.
No shot. Got to do more than that, right? Can't get it.
We're just saying if they retired
today. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say no shot. He's a great player. I like that name, but I don't see that.
How about the big dumper?
DeVries? No, he's had 2 amazing seasons. No, absolutely not.
He hasn't played enough.
Yeah, absolutely not.
But he does have a catcher, like we just talked about Posey. Posey had 150 home runs in his career?
Yeah, how many does he have?
Cal Raleigh has 153 already.
Yeah, but guess what? No, he's a no. Is Roger Maris in the Hall of Fame? No. He had 2 great years.
No, he's not.
You need like 6. Like Koufax is in because Koufax dominated the sport for 8 years. Mm-hmm. But he didn't, Is
there anybody else? Anybody else you could think of?
Cal Raleigh. There's no way. We could get there.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
But not today. I'm
right
saying.
Now.
Not today. It's a fun game. I'm trying to think who else we're missing in like the modern window. I mean, I'll give you a name that just popped into my head. You're gonna kick me when I say it. You're gonna kick me when I say it. You're gonna look at me and you're gonna be like, no shot. But his numbers are better than Cal Raleigh's in his career. It's Will Smith.
Stop it.
Look him up. Tell me if they're better or not.
Will Smith. And they're better.
Thank you.
Not
I know,
really,
it's crazy.
Actually, he only has 128 home runs in his career.
How many hits?
661. Come on, stop it.
How many does Cal Raleigh have? 400?
I don't know.
He doesn't have more like 400 hits.
How about this? This is a good one.
But it's easy. You can just look at similar scores in Baseball Reference too. To some of these guys.
A little bit.
You know.
How about this guy? Kyle Schwarber. 340 career home runs. He has 1,000 hits. He's a 3-time All-Star.
No.
He's an All-Star.
No.
He's a Silver Slugger.
No.
Won a World Series.
No.
What if he gets to 400 homers, which he should?
But usually guys that
He's a DH.
Yeah, so I was gonna say like that DH space. It's harder to get in.
It's crazy.
Like. You might have to push 500.
He's been in the big leagues since 2015.
Right.
Guess what his accumulated WAR has been since then? Because baseball hates guys like Schwarber.
I know. 19. Okay, yeah, I could see that.
Well, do you think that's one of those things that you guys are kind of talking about that might change over time now
Maybe.
that DH is
maybe.
common?
Yeah,
You know,
maybe.
Before it was kind of taboo because half the people hated it, half the people loved
There
it.
were
Now
no
it's
DHs
just
in the
part
home.
of the game.
All right, Jim's back page coming up next. That was fun. We forgot Juan Soto. Oops.
Oops.
Just Juan Soto. Highest
That
on
guy.
base percentage in baseball.
All he does is
history.
walk. Guy sucks. If you're the person out there that thinks that Juan Soto sucks,
What are his numbers right now?
you don't know baseball. Hold on. I don't have it in front of me.
But you said, I think 244 home runs, 417 on base percentage.
Career lifetime, yeah.
Yeah. And he's only 27, by the way.
I know.
Over 1,000 hits. I don't think, by the way, he needs to do more than this, but he's a lock, obviously. He'll be in the Hall of Fame. Because he's 27. Right. He's going to play for another 15 years.
Yeah. But Juan Soto, all he does is walk. I don't know baseball.
He's going to hit 500. He's got 244 home runs as a 27-year-old.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's good. That's a nice start to his career.
Just a nice start.
All right, let's get to it.
So, are you excited about Wicked, John? You have no idea what I'm talking about.
The musical?
Yeah. Well, it's the movie. Also, Wicked for Good, Wicked 2.
What's it about? Is this the sequel to something? Isn't it Wicked like Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
Look at me.
There you go.
It's like the bad Wizard of Oz?
It was a popular New York Broadway show, and it was like a hit.
Right.
And Aaron actually went to like the original Wicked back in the day. Now they have variations of it, obviously with different actors and Broadway actors that are performing it. But massive Broadway hit. And last year they released the Wicked movie,
okay, with
Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande, and they split up into two. So like Act 1. This is how it was on the Broadway show. They had the first act,
yeah,
and then they had the second act. So they had the first act was the movie, and then they have the second act, which is coming out in like a week or so. I think it's like 21st it comes out.
Okay, is that the story?
No, I'm just telling you that because Dunkin' Donuts has done a collaboration with the movie Wicked to release new Wicked menu items, such as a pink refresher and a green matcha. Also, you can get a Wicked Munchkins and tin, which comes in a Munchkins like Wicked tin, and you can put Wicked themed donut holes inside of the tin.
Don't tell Scott Boras about that.
Why?
He'll make some stupid thing up about Alex Bregman and donut holes.
Probably.
And how the Red Sox are wicked. I don't know.
Wicked fa.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. They wear Wicked gun.
Exactly.
Keeping on the Wicked theme for today. Now at Chili's, you can go and order a Witch's Brew margarita or a Good Witch margarita. The marg of the month at Chili's is $6 each. It's Wicked themed. And they come with special either a magic wand for the Good Witch or a Wicked Witch hat for the Bad Witch.
So Wicked has taken over.
Yeah, it's taken over.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
It's taken over. So
it's already been in like commercials. And
it's everywhere.
It's like in deodorant commercials and stuff.
Deodorant commercials.
Green deodorant?
It wasn't for like, no, it's for like Secret or something like that.
Gotcha.
Starbucks tomorrow, John, is Red Cup Day. Get the 2025 Red Cup free with any holiday drink purchase. Red Cup Day is tomorrow at Starbucks, and you can get a free Red Cup with any holiday purchase. You can get the free cup with a holiday drink purchase. And if you want one, make sure you go earlier rather than later. Those things are like, I know. They're crazed.
Are we talking about the Red Cup that we just get anytime we buy a drink from now to the holidays? Or is there a specific Red Cup that's like a take-home cup?
It's a special day tomorrow.
Okay,
November 13th.
I got you.
So get to Starbucks early in the morning if you want a Red Cup for one of those people.
It's amazing what people will do.
Oh, I know.
For so little.
Exactly.
Right?
For a memorabilia item that who cares.
Like I'm going to wait outside in the snow. You know what I mean?
What? Yeah.
For a Red Cup. It doesn't make that much sense to me. Remember back in the day when people would wait in line for iPhones?
Yeah.
They still do.
Do they? That's what I was going to ask.
They do. Some do.
Okay. What else you got?
Trying to see here. That's it.
Nothing. I'm done. I love how you look to see if there's anything kind of
Nothing. I'm
trickling
done.
in. Trying to think if there's anything that else is going on, non-sports related in the world. I think that's it. Everything in the whole world that's going on. You covered it.
I covered everything.
I don't think there's anything else in the world going on right now.
Nothing that I care about.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. So tomorrow we are at the blood drive. Aztec for Life blood drive, Viejas Arena, which I believe begins at 9 a.m. and lasts until 6 p.m. So we're doing Jon and Jim from there from 2 to 6. We also have the Sean Lewis show tomorrow night. We'll also have some Aztecs join us from the floor of Viejas Arena for that blood drive. So maybe you could swing by. Maybe you're planning to give blood tomorrow. We'll be there from 2 to 6 tomorrow, Viejas Arena, and we'll be getting ready for San Diego State basketball next week and for San Diego State football coming up this weekend. Jim just told me his Warriors are getting trounced tonight by the Spurs.
Shocker. They're down 50-38 with 4:59 left in the first half.
We do have Lakers basketball coming up tonight, right, Brent? 6:15?
Yes.
I wasn't listening to Jim, but I saw an email. 6:15 pre 6:30-ish tip-off. Oklahoma City, LA Lakers, very good early season matchup, right? I mean, the Lakers have played very well. Luka scoring 37 points a game. Oklahoma City has lost one time all year, 11-1 overall. So that's a good early season matchup. That's not Warriors.
Thunder. I would love to watch that game.
Stay here.
You could, stick around. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron. Sorry, babe.
Hey,
I'm dinner. So.
I'm gonna go get a red cup and stick around at the.
That's tomorrow.
Whatever. I'm not coming home tonight.
Maybe you should let you stay here and watch the game if you bring her a red cup, since they're so great.
True.
I need to just look on baseball
for Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I need to look at baseball reference pages for if a player retired today, would they be a Hall of Famer?
Are you cooking tonight?
Yes, I'm cooking. Want to know what I'm making?
Sure.
Either two things. Either butter. Wait.
You're making butter?
No.
That's good.
Is it an entree?
No.
You're going to get fat.
Butternut squash risotto.
Okay.
With broccolini. Or Asian shrimp bowl with breaded shrimp, rice, cabbage, vegetables, and a sweet and sour sauce.
What the hell is broccolini?
It's like cool broccoli.
It's good broccoli.
It's like skinny long broccoli.
Yeah.
Are you gonna go shop for all this stuff?
I already did.
Oh my! When?
Last night for the show.
All right. We're back tomorrow from Viejas Arena for the blood drive. For Brent and Jim, I'm Jon. Keep it here at San Diego Sports 760.
Okay, bye.